evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the American Bank Center. After sweeping the Roadrunners last weekend, IceRays return home for a big...
Okay, well, good evening, folks, and welcome inside the American Bank Center. It's Friday night, and we all know what that means. It's time for some IceRays hockey here on the IceRays Broadcast Network. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Alex Von Coydel. We're glad to have you with us tonight. Well, it's not just any old weekend here at the ABC, folks. Tomorrow night is our third annual Heart Night presented by AEP Texas, AutoNation Ford, HEB, and Physicians Premier. As part of Heart Month, the IceRays are doing their part to help raise funds and awareness for heart health and healthy living. The team is wearing limited edition heart-themed jerseys that will be auctioned to the public immediately following the game in Section 112 in the auction following tomorrow night's game. There will also be a silent auction table in the lower concourse throughout tomorrow. Proceeds from the event will benefit the American Heart Association of Corpus Christi. And again, the IceRays will be honoring the American Heart Association and supporting them this weekend by wearing a very neat specialty limited edition heart-themed jerseys both tonight and tomorrow night. Manifestly, however, 2 hockey games will be played this weekend, and 2 very important ones at that, not just for the IceRays but for their opponents as well. The Amarillo Bulls are in dire straits right now. They need these points this weekend if they're realistically going to be able to catch the IceRays for the 4th and final playoff spot in the South Division. Should the Rays come away with a sweep this weekend, it will be very difficult for Amarillo to catch them before the season comes to an end. With that being said, tonight and tomorrow night are both likely to have a playoff-like atmosphere about them. We expect a good crowd for both games, and the weekend as a whole will have very significant playoff implications for both sides. As it stands right now, the IceRays are up on the Bulls by 10 points in the South Division standing, sitting at 4th place with 1 fewer game remaining on the schedule. 6 of their remaining 14 games will be played against this squad, and the Bulls know full well if they can go on a roll against Corpus Christi and win the majority of those games, they will very much be in the playoff picture. Chad Veltri will be starting in goal once again tonight. He's somebody who's going to be trying to prevent that from happening. His 4th consecutive start in net, and why not with the way he's been playing. Since returning from injuries he sustained against these Amarillo Bulls, he's been nearly invincible in goal. He's made 74 of a possible 75 saves since coming back. That's a .987 save percentage, folks. Obviously, those numbers won't continue forever, but tonight he's going to be seeking revenge against the team that snuck away with an overtime win the last time he faced them. His counterpart tonight will be Jason Grande, who has played very well against the Rays this season. He's played 5 games against them, has won 3 of them, and posted a 1.99 goals against average and a .930 save percentage. He's the only goaltender on the Bulls to have beaten the IceRays this season. One of the things the IceRays head coach Brad Flynn has stressed in practice this week has been looking out over the hood rather than looking in the rearview mirror. They're a mere 5 points behind the Odessa Jackalopes now for 3rd place and are very much capable of catching them before the campaign comes to an end. That has been his message rather than trying to hold on to 4th for dear life. You'll hear more from the IceRays head coach during our first intermission. But first, let's take a look at our 3 Ed Hicks Nissan keys of tonight's game. Number 1, playing with playoff intensity. We know that Amarillo is going to come out with that intensity. They are one of the most desperate, if not the most desperate team in the North American Hockey League right now. They need every single point they can get, and the IceRays are going to have to match that intensity if they don't want to be beaten to every loose puck like they were in the 3rd period of last Saturday night's game against Topeka. And number 2, using power plays for momentum. Amarillo, the most penalized team in the North American Hockey League, taking advantage of that, using power plays, using the extra man, using the man advantage as an advantage will be critical for the IceRays' success this weekend. If they can do that, they'll be in good shape. And number 3, being quick on breakouts. Amarillo, a team that loves to forecheck, a team that loves to slam defensemen into the boards with all of their might. The IceRays cannot play with the puck in their own zone. They can't take their sweet time getting it out. They're not going to have any time. Amarillo is going to be full throttle, feet on the gas right from the get-go. We know that's going to be the case. The IceRays practice their breakouts in practice throughout the week multiple times. That's something they're going to have to do very well tonight against Amarillo. The Bulls going with the Brett Abdelnauer line to start things off. He will be centering Steven Rex on the left wing side, Gleb Murtazan on the right. Again, in net will be Jason Grande. We haven't been given the full starting lineups just yet. But we'll just have to piece them together bit by bit here as it becomes known to us. The Corpus Christi IceRays starting lineup being announced right now by the public address announcer here at the ABC, Pudge Alradias, and the overtime hero from last Saturday night, Brendan Miller, also the Dillard's January Player of the Month and IceRays captain, skates out. Become the first player to get set on the blue line for the ceremonial puck drop. Centering his line will be Grayson Gavin, who scored his first goal as an IceRay last Friday night against the Topeka Roadrunners off an excellent three-way passing play on an IceRays power play. Larry Youngworth, one of the selections for the NAHL South Division Top Prospects team, and the IceRays leading scorer this season with 38 points, will be on the right side on that line. Kalen Taylor, who's got family in attendance from San Diego and Atlanta this evening, will be starting on defense with his fellow California native Connor Yanni, who was just recently named to the South Division Top Prospects roster as well in light of Matt Acioli's recent commitment to Northern Michigan University, his fellow Division I commit and billet mate Chad Veltri, again tonight's starting goaltender for the IceRays. It looks like if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Brendan McKiley and the Bulls captain with Cameron Bartkowski on defense for Amarillo. Brendan McKiley and Amarillo's leading scorer with 29 points this season. Robert Morris commit, and one of the highest scoring defensemen in the NAHL virtually all season long. Had a goal against the IceRays the last time these teams faced. And dropping tonight's ceremonial puck drop, brought to you by UniFirst, Nanette Quintanilla. She will be standing at center ice between the two captains, Brendan Miller and Brendan McKiley. And young Kylie Evans celebrating her 8th birthday tonight. Gets a little standing ovation from the ABC crowd here. Amen. Well, it is Catholic Diocese night here tonight, folks, at the American Bank Center. We're going to take a quick pause at the ABC. Amaris Vasquez will be singing our country's national anthem. In the meantime, Please enjoy some words from our sponsors until we come back.
Pies, cheesecakes, pastries, balloons, candles, and ornaments for all cakes. Give Janet's Cakery a call at 991-6212 or visit them online at janetscakery.com. Janet's Cakery opens 7 days a week. That's 991-6212.
Nickel is home of the Guaranteed to Sell classified ads, covering all Corpus Christi office with affordable prices. Want more than just your windows cleaned? Check out the Window Genie Big 3, offering window cleaning as well as window tinting and pressure washing. Window Genie is also your year-round solution for cleaning those pesky gutters. Call for an estimate at 361-792-3554. That's 361-792-3554. And let the power of the Genie work for you. Oh, what an excellent job done by Anaris Vasquez in singing our country's national anthem. One last rallying cry to get this Frosty Friday crowd fired up for some playoff-style hockey here at the American Bank Center tonight. The IceRays in 4th place with 10 points on hand against the Amarillo Bulls, in 5th place with 1 game in hand against the IceRays, the likes of whom they'll be facing 6 more times if you include tonight. Nearly half of the IceRays' remaining games will be against this squad. Without question, there will be an increasingly rejuvenated rivalry between these squads as crunch time comes down. And Brendan Miller, Grayson Gavin, Larry Youngworth, Kalen Taylor, Connor Yanni, Chad Beltry, the players who will be expected to set the tone tonight in one of the most important shifts of this game, the first shift at the American Bank Center, just moments away. Your referee tonight is Trevor Wolfer. The linesmen are David Mack, Darcy, and Michael Hartman. This first period of IceRays hockey is brought to you by First Title Company, Catholic Diocese Night, and Frosty Friday here at the ABC. Wolfer drops the puck, and we are underway. IceRays Bulls clashing here for the 7th time this season. Both teams have won 3 games against the other so far. Brendan Miller jostling for possession along the near half wall. He's outnumbered by a few Navy sweaters, but nevertheless he emerges victorious with the puck, and Larry Youngworth will blast it into the offensive zone from center ice from in front of the opposing bench. Just 25 seconds into the game, we already get a line change underway for Corpus Christi, and we expect those line changes to be pretty short against this Bulls squad throughout the weekend. Coffey outlets one a little bit too far outside of the reach of Grayson Gavin. McHarry jumped on for Youngworth, but St. Ange has yet to jump on for Miller. He does so now. And in a few seconds, Adam Cadlick will replace Grayson Gavin. He elects to do so right now. First line change of this game has now officially been completed for the IceRays as Cadlick jostles with O'Rourke at center ice. Coffey touches it along out to Riley St. Ange. He tries to spring Cadlick, broken up at the blue line. The Rays were on a delayed offside. Now they're good to forecheck. St. Ange obliges. Good interception by McHarry at the blue line, but he couldn't find St. Ange with the pass as it was wobbling on him. Jared Doman will race Blake Coffey for the puck and beat him out to it. Centers one, intercepted by Matt Acioli. Takes a stick lift at Austin O'Rourke. Goes down along the far half wall. The outlet from Cadlick too far outside of the reach of St. Ange, and Veltri has to recover and makes a save against Brendan DeTema from the point. For those of you who missed our pregame show, let's take a glance at our Ed Hicks Nissan 3 keys of tonight's game. Number 1, playoff intensity. We know Amarillo is going to have it. They need to win, virtually need to win these games this weekend. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for them to make the playoffs this season. So these are seen as must-win games for Rocky Russo and company. They will have the desperation and playoff intensity. The Ice Rays have to match it. Number 2, using power plays for momentum. We know the Rays will get a few tonight. Using them to their advantage, if not scoring a goal, then at least creating momentum as opposed to losing it. And finally, being quick on breakouts. Amarillo, a very strong team when it comes to forechecking and battling along the walls. And the Ice Rays cannot waste their time getting the puck out of their own zone tonight. Angus Scott feeds one across the blue line. Matt Novo going wide left side with a shot. And a butterfly save is made in net by Jason Grande, his first of the game. Angus Scott having announced his commitment to play Division III college hockey at Tufts University just yesterday. So congratulations to Angus Scott and his family. Those of you who have not read the article yet on that, it is up on Ice Rays social media as well as the Ice Rays website, goicerays.com. Angus will begin his college hockey career at the start of next season. A good interception on the forecheck by Angus, but he takes a tumble. He was knocked down by Kurbatov from the goal line at St. John's trying to center. It bounces on net. Grande covers it in his glove. 2.5 minutes have gone by in the first period. No score between the Ice Rays and the Bulls at the ABC. A shot apiece. And an offensive zone face-off for the Ice Rays is upcoming. Pavel Koreshkov, who scored a highlight reel goal last weekend for his 4th of the season, will step out there to take an offensive zone draw against Alex Peterson, who will be one of the South Division top prospects. AJ DeCesar steps up to pressure Billy Duma, and he succeeds in jarring the puck free from him. Roof advanced it down the wall, and behind the net it goes. And Bartkowski with an attempted clear can't do it. St. Ange left point with a wrist shot that's off target. It goes over the netting and out of play. Neither team has really been able to dominate the other here this season. The Bulls have swept the Rays have swept the Bulls, and both teams have split a series as well, that being the most recent one back on January 12th and 13th. Amarillo has just iced the puck. That icing brought to you by Hard Knock Sports Bar and Grill. And that was a weekend that Chad Beltry in particular would like to have back the second game. He had been suffering through concussion-like symptoms throughout the game without even realizing it. And the game-winning goal that was scored against him by Jared Doman coming just 6 seconds into overtime. He just wasn't feeling like himself when it snuck over his glove. And that was the last game he would play for nearly a month, but since he's come back, he has been dynamite in net. Puck's rolling now on AJ DeCesar. Accelerated behind the net. Matt Acioli takes a check from Igor Kurbatov. Kurbatov pinned up to the boards by Koreshkov. Kurbatov loses it to Koreshkov, then gets it back and fed it back to the line for Sokolov. Sokolov's pass outside of the reach of Kurbatov, taken by Doman instead, who will reverse it down to Abdelnauer behind the goal line, defended closely by Koreshkov. Fed back to Sokolov above the circle, whose shot gets blocked. Duma will collect it in the corner. Lots of ovs out there right now. Sokolov gets it and fires it off of Veltry's mask, and it goes out of play. Oh, 3 different ovs on the ice at one time. And Veltry with a mask save. He takes it off real quick and takes a look at it, makes sure it's all right to continue, and he will do so. The faceoff will be to his right, and Grayson Gavin lines up to take the draw against Brett Abdelnauer. A neutral face-off. Taylor stepped in, but he couldn't move it. Rex put it down to the goal line, then gets the return. Gavin interrupted that with his skates, then works it up the far half wall, trying to get it to Youngworth, who's looking to clear. He gets it out to the red line. Nick Anderson intercepting it there. The Bulls are right back into the Ice Rays zone. The pass into the middle. Abdelnauer with the shot. Off target. Missed the short side post, and Rex will pick it up in the corner, feed it back to the adjacent point, and then the shot from there gets blocked en route to the net, kept in the zone by Anderson. Jimmy DeLong for Abdelnauer, who above the left circle will float one down to Gleb Murdazan in the left corner, and the Russian fed it behind the net. Steven Rex with a centering attempt, hacked out of there by Connor Yanni. We're approaching the quarter mark of this first period, still just a shot on goal each. As Youngworth battles for it, Gleb Murdazan takes it away and fires, and Valtry didn't see it. It floated well wide of his net into the corner harmlessly. Youngworth will get a second chance to clear this, and he succeeds this time with the help of Grayson Gavin, who one-hands it out to Brendan Miller at center. Gavin recovers and flings it off the glass behind the Amarillo net. That one came just probably 4 inches or so from going out of play as Rosenberg delivers a big body check over on the near side boards. Wilhelm skates behind his own net to play the puck and drops it to Adam Kadlik. Kadlik is taken down, puck is turned over. Valtry comes up huge and bails his team out with a nice butterfly save. We're going to take a brief pause on the IceRays Broadcast Network. No score here at the ABC. Please enjoy a few words from our sponsors. Get air till we come back.
Air is Corpus Christi's newest place for fun. 30,000 square feet of trampoline park with foam pits, slam ball, a ninja court, and dodgeball. A place to let your inner spirit soar. Show you've got game. Harness your inner ninja and burn up the competition. For parties from 5 to 500, kids, corporate, and adult team building, it's the #1 place for fun in Corpus Christi. Get out. Get active. Get air. 4701 South Staple Street in Corpus Christi.
And just moments ago, we saw an example, case in point of what we were talking about, Amarillo's hard, heavy forecheck that forced Adam Kadlik to lose an edge. Kadlik, a player who's very strong on his skates and very good with the puck, but he could not withstand the forecheck. So one of Amarillo's big bodies, they've got plenty of those up front, and he lost the puck, and it nearly resulted in a goal against, but Chad Valtry came up big with a low pad save as Mikhailian intercepts it at the red line and flings one over the IceRays blue line, gloved down by Adam Kadlik and taken by Riley St. Ange.
Is that why you were saying hurry up?
St. Ange, second on the IceRays in scoring this season with 37 points, gets flattened before he crossed the blue line. Managed to get the puck deep nevertheless, and now Rosenberg will send one up to St. Ange. Had to have his head up there. He was nearly flattened again. Turned over to Doman. Slap shot stopped by Valtry. Jared Doman, who has scored the most recent goal between these two teams the last time they came together. With that game-winning overtime snipe just 6 seconds in. Back on Saturday, January 13th. Doman, the ex-Lone Star Brahma, one of 2 players to come to Amarillo in exchange for John Russell and Stephen Ipri, who have gone on to become Lone Star's top 2 scorers this season. Austin O'Rourke being the other one. O'Rourke, the UMass Lowell commit. Matt Acioli, who earlier this week made his Division I college commitment to play his college hockey in his home state of Michigan at Northern Michigan University. To join the second-place Wildcats, who have had a great season in the WCHA. They're 20-11-3 at the moment, the NMU Wildcats. And you'll hear from Matt Acioli in the second intermission of tonight's game. I had the chance to catch up with him and talk to him about his college commitment and how excited he is at that prospect. Here comes Nikita Sokolov up through center ice. Trey Bagwell, right side, puts on the brakes, finds the trailer. It's DeLuca with a shot. Squeaked through the 5-hole, it looked like, or perhaps the blocker side of Valtry, and it went off the post and stayed out. It was Stuckless, not DeLuca, who delivered the shot. Now it's Acioli looking for Novo. Pass didn't come in time. Coffey's got to deke out his own defenseman, Acioli, and flings it in from the red line. Karam's off the corner boards and in behind the Amarillo net where it'll be left off, and here come the Bulls. Marcus Chorney, one of the South Division top prospect defensemen, Chorney. Another Amarillo takeaway, and the pass across the crease went off of Trey Bagwell and over the net, off the backboard glass, stays in the zone. Bagwell centering pass to DeLuca, who fires, blocked by Taylor. And DeLuca trying to swivel away from Taylor and Gavin now. Puck is poked at in the slot. A turnaround bid. Pinballs off of Yanni. Stays in the zone. Anderson had it roll off his blade, and Gavin trying to escape the zone. He succeeds. Gets it out to Youngworth on his off wing, who is stymied by Brendan DeTema. Josh DeLuca, 7 minutes into the contest. Amarillo looks like a team that really wants to win this game. And Duma is taken into the far corner by Connor Yanni. Left point, Nick Anderson shovels it down below the goal line. Duma has his stick lifted by Yanni, and Taylor takes his man into the end wall. Now it's Igor Kurbatov twisting and turning behind the goal line. Lost it to the other 15, Larry Youngworth, who just shovels it out. Will this be far enough for icing? Yes, it will be, just barely. Crosses over that goal line. 12.5 to play in the first period. It's been all Amarillo, 5-1 your shots favoring the Bulls. And Chad Veltri has so far kept this game scoreless. Abdelnauer will face off against Grayson Gavin in the circle to Veltri's left. Puck drops. Abdelnauer with a clean win on the draw. Bart Koski tapped it behind the net. Steven Rex has got it with Murdazan in close quarters. Rex puts it on his backhand and twists it down into the left corner. Abdelnauer trying to roll one behind the net despite Gavin's best efforts to clear. The Bulls keep it in the zone. Mikhailian swats it into the right corner. Murdazan with a blind centering pass. It slides through the crease and out to center. Larry Youngworth on a 2-on-1. He's joined by Miller. Youngworth tried to pass to Miller. The play was broken up easily by Bart Koski on the back check. Larry Youngworth leads all IceRays in scoring this season against Amarillo with 8 points. Nobody else even has 5. Youngworth with 3 goals and 5 assists against the Bulls on the campaign. Puck is battled for in the deep slot and taken away by Noah Roof. Playing in his first game in a while. He's got family in attendance as well from St. Louis tonight. Jared Doman takes the puck away and leaves it to Austin O'Rourke right side. His shot gets blocked by Matt Acioli. Novo intercepting it now and filtering one through a pair of Amarillo skates. Korshkov shovels it below the Amarillo goal line. Chorney fires one around. Counterclockwise and out to center. Korshkov recollecting. Skating it away from the Ferris State commit Jason Branchot. It's back on Chorney's tape. Left off to the blue line. Korshkov intercepting it again and feeding Novo, who deposits it behind the Bulls' net. Roof takes a bit of an awkward tumble into the end wall after going full steam ahead to battle for it with Nikita Sokolov. Puck squirts all the way back towards the line for Wilhelm, who rims it back behind the net. Noah Roof lost his stick. And he will skate to the IceRays bench without his lumber. Doman settles down a rolling puck at center. The Bulls chip it in. Rosenberg goes down behind his own goal line to get it. The forecheck coming from Nick Stuckless. Rosenberg got it off just in the nick of time, and Wilhelm will patiently wait behind his own net before slapping one around as hard as he could out to center. Lands on McCary's stick, and he jostles for it with Trey Bagwell in front of the Amarillo bench. Puck squirts free for Riley St. Ange as he will carry across the blue line onside, but it's been quickly jabbed out of the zone and out to Kalen Taylor at center. Kadlik regrouping. Adam Kadlik turns the corner to elude Josh DeLuca. Steps out to center ice. Skillfully gains the line, then takes it wide and centers one, hoping for McCary just outside of his reach. Tapped along from Connor Yanni to Taylor, who fires it through the blue paint and wide. As Yanni makes a step to try to jostle that puck to the Kadlik corner, he gets it down there. Nick Anderson advanced it to DeTema. Brendan DeTema back for Nick Anderson, who plays one through the middle for Josh DeLuca. Now it's Bagwell back to DeLuca. In the high slot, wrists it wide of the blocker side post of Veltri. Josh DeLuca made his Bulls debut against the IceRays and scored against them about a month and a half ago. Connor Yanni now behind his own net. Angled one off the half wall. Couldn't clear it. Yanni will get a second chance here and will feed it over to Matt Acioli, his fellow veteran and alternate captain. Halford tried to slap one into the slot for Angus Scott, who will race after it behind the net now with help from Novo. And Mikhailian is pinned to the end wall by Scott right behind the Bulls' net. A 4-man scrap takes place. Igor Kurbatov swoops into the fray and moves the puck clockwise around the Bulls' end wall. Coffey backpedaling now at center to defend the impending rush from Alex Peterson. Played one through Coffey's skates and down on net. And Veltri knocked it harmlessly aside, and now Scott jostles with Kurbatov for possession. Billy Duma takes it. Defended closely by Matt Acioli. Duma gets it down to Kurbatov rather. Kurbatov up to the line. Sokolov with a long shot. Pad save by Veltri through a thick screen. Still they battle for it. Pad save again by Veltri, who kicked out the right leg to deny Billy Duma on a point-blank opportunity. Angus Scott swivels with it wide into the left corner. Sokolov knocks him off the puck. Gavin follows up and steps back into the corner with it. Shovels it behind the net for Miller. He tried to play a blind pass in front, read and intercepted by Brett Abdelnauer, and back the other way he will skate it. Abdelnauer down the right wing side. Is he onside? They deem so. The shot goes off of Veltri's shoulder and into the Yanni corner. He will work it up to Brendan Miller. Miller's pass picked off by Gleb Murdazan at center. 8 minutes to play in the first period. Still we've got no score, but we've got 7 shots from Amarillo and just 1 coming from an IceRay. Larry Youngworth trying to change that as he swivels into the circle. Nice deke, but he lost the puck eventually to Nick Anderson. It's fed around towards the left point. Kalen Taylor tapped it back behind the net. Youngworth shovels one around the end wall. Novo steps in to try to move it. The Bulls have cleared it. Kalen Taylor secures possession in his own zone. Connor Yanni played it off of Koreshkov's skate. Intercepted now by Doman, and out he races with it down the left side. Doman skates in. Centered one. It goes through Murdazan out to the right point. It's fed down from Bartkowski back into the Doman corner on the near side. Doman twists away from Kalen Taylor, tries to gain some separation from Taylor, who loses an edge. Doman with a nice move, cuts to the front of the net. Stuff attempt denied by Veltri, and the puck stays in play. Youngworth will pick it up. He hoists one out into Novo's glove, who will drop it down to the ice and play it. Bartkowski, Mikhailian. Broncho lost it at center ice, and Bartkowski will reset. 6:40 to play in the first period. No score at the American Bank Center. IceRays Bulls Catholic Diocese night here at the ABC. Thanks for joining us on your Friday night, folks. We hope you're having a good one. Riley St. Ange motors out, defended closely by Marcus Chorney. Intercepted by Trey Bagwell, who scoots back in over the IceRays blue line. Good back check by Rosenberg to knock the puck free. Roof clears it over Sokolov's stick, who turns and gets it. Sokolov out to Bagwell, who left it back for Nikita Sokolov. Cadlick guides it over. Skillful soccer play there by Ryan Rosenberg, but it was intercepted by Nick Stuckless. DeLuca. Got it swatted off his stick by Cadlick. Recollected by Rosenberg again. Wilhelm now in front of his own bench. Played it off McCary's stick, who redirects it into Bulls territory. Jason Grande, whose name we have not said very often tonight, turns the puck over, however. It was stolen by St. Ange and fed back to DeCesar, who will return it to St. Ange from the right circle, who shoots one off the side of the net. Riley St. Ange got it down to Adam Cadlick, whose shot also goes off the side of the net, though the different side. It's gloved down for the time being by Matt Acioli, who couldn't keep it in the zone for too much longer as DeCesar defends DeLuca on this upcoming rush. DeLuca's shot is blocked by DeCesar and now picked up by Cadlick. St. Ange for McCary. Now from the IceRays logo at center, St. Ange takes a swat at the puck. It's intercepted and flown back into the Corpus Christi zone. Just over 5 to play here in the first period. We've not had very many whistles in this first period. And the IceRays still with just a single shot on goal. Veltri 7 for 7 in net. Grande 1 for 1. Here comes Halford storming in down his left wing, down his off wing, who will try to put it in front for Angus Scott. It wobbled behind him. And Scott now weaves his way to the point, drops it for Coffey, whose shot is off the mark, going wide of the right post. Alex Peterson now, joined on a rush by Billy Duma. He will feed one into the right corner. Coffey will be first there. Connor Yanni. Coffey with a nice reception as he accelerates in over the blue line, lobs it on net, routinely stopped by Jason Grande, and I think that'll count as a shot, a center ice shot by Blake Coffey. All right, now it's just it's going to come down to which team wants this win more. The IceRays have quite a bit of a cushion on Amarillo, and they're by no means as desperate right now for points as the Bulls are. With that being said, they're at a sort of an automatic disadvantage of sorts because you know Amarillo is going to come out guns blazing. You know that they're going to be putting everything they can into every shift of this game because they need points this weekend. The IceRays right now struggling to really match that intensity so far, but plenty of time remains for that to change. Still we're scoreless with 4 to play in the first period, 4 minutes to play in the first, as Stephen Rex's shot is blocked by Blake Coffey. And Gavin will get it up to Brendan Miller. Youngworth. Outside of the reach of Yanni with his pass. Yanni has to recover and feed it behind his own net. Coffey Miller with a no-look backhand pass between his skates. Got it as far as Youngworth. The Bulls have it once more. McKylian in front of his own bench. Skates down the left side and flops it wide to the glove side post to Veltri. Gleb Murtazan meets Connor Yanni along the near half wall. Murtazan wins the puck battle from Youngworth. Fed it back to Sokolov in the deep slot. He will get it to Jared Doman, left point. Doman twists it down to Austin O'Rourke, the Bulls co-captain, who sends one around the IceRays end wall. Doman there on the other side, right corner, dipping the shoulder and centering one that went off a skate and pinballed wide of the net. O'Rourke left it for Jason Branchot. Back to O'Rourke again, near half wall. Cycled it back to Branchot, behind the net. Feeds Jared Doman. Sokolov left point with a shot. Was hoping for the stick to redirect it from Austin O'Rourke, didn't quite get it. Doman is checked by Koreshkov, stolen by O'Rourke, who weasels his way in and misses the net with a backhand shot that went through the blue paint and wide. Shoveled on goal by Branchot, kick saved by Veltri. Branchot is on the rebound above the left circle. Filters it back to the line. Chorney with a long flip shot into the glove of Veltri, who's again made a stop. 9 for 9 tonight. The IceRays goaltender already. 2:41 remain to be played in the first period. Still we're scoreless here at the American Bank Center. Before tonight started, the IceRays had been halfway through their 8-game homestand. They've won 3 of those 4 games, and the only one they did not win, they didn't allow a single even-strength goal. The only even-strength goal they've allowed still in the month of February came last Saturday night on a 6-on-5 after Lone Star pulled their goaltender for an extra attacker, so that can be an even-strength goal with an asterisk next to it. Anderson left point. Wilhelm went down behind the goal line. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe he got a stick up high there as a backhander from in close range is stopped by Veltri, and a penalty is going to be called here. Wilhelm retaliated and cross-checked Nick Stuckless to the back of the neck, it looked like. And Wilhelm clearly not happy that there was nothing called against whoever did that to him in the corner a few seconds ago. Unfortunately, I didn't see who it was, but Wilhelm went down like he got hit by a high stick. He was upset there wasn't a call and sort of retaliated on Nick Stuckless. Maybe he was the one who did it to him to begin with. Perhaps we'll see offsetting penalties. Looks like Josh DeLuca's skating to the Amarillo sin bin as well, so we might be getting a 4-on-4 here. There's not been a power play yet in this game. Amarillo with the second best power play in the South Division this season, with a 19.5% conversion rate, trailing only Shreveport in that department. Right now, I only see 2 minutes on the IceRays side of the board, which tells me that there was some sort of additional roughing penalty given to Josh DeLuca, but the initial infraction was against Trevor Wilhelm. So in all likelihood, he was given 4 minutes. DeLuca only given 2. So the Bulls will go to their first power play of the game. Noah Roof serving the first 2 minutes of Trevor Wilhelm's presumably double minor penalty. Nikita Sokolov from the right point. Takes it down the right half wall and stops and feeds it back up to the line. McKylian, left point. It's a touch pass on the return from Branchot. Anderson tapped it along. Sokolov's heavy one-timer is fought off by Veltri. Rolls into the corner, occupied by Billy Duma, who got it to Sokolov. Cross-checking and roughing called against Wilhelm. And roughing called against Josh DeLuca. McKylian down to Branchot. Left half wall. Fed the pass all the way across to the right point. It's Nick Anderson. Slid into the deep slot. Given down to Branchot, who fires. It gets blocked. Right circle shot from Sokolov denied by a sliding Veltri, who scurried over in the nick of time to make the save. And Grayson Gavin has cleared it down the length with a minute and a half remaining in period 1. 1:08 to go on this Amarillo power play. This IceRays penalty kill is presented by Republic Services. 11th best in the NAHL, succeeding in 80.1% of its opportunities this season. Austin O'Rourke, Jared Doman. The return just missed the outstretched stick of O'Rourke. And everyone seemed to be unbeknownst to its whereabouts except for Ryan Rosenberg, who's wasted no time clearing it. We're in the last minute of play here at the ABC for the first period. 35 seconds remain on the penalty called against Trevor Wilhelm. Noah Roof will be exiting the box in Wilhelm's stead as McCary, short-handed, tries to work his way in wide down the right side. He flings one across, hoping for Halford. Couldn't bat it in out of midair. McCary scored his first goal as an IceRay last Saturday night against the Topeka Roadrunners. It was assisted by Garrett Halford, and it came short-handed. Here comes Austin O'Rourke down the right side. A baker's dozen to go on the penalty. Good read by Ryan Rosenberg, who swats it out to center. McCary's got Rosenberg as a trailer here, defended by Chorney. Nice move with a backhand shot, glove save, rebound, sent through the blue paint and wide. Excellent move by Julian McCary, trying to get another shorthanded goal, which would have been his second in as many games, but it was not to be. Brett Abdelnauer racing in wide on an exhausted Rosenberg. Good stick check by Veltri. Puck taken by Rosenberg and flung down the length of the ice. It will be a clear-cut case of icing against Corpus Christi, and Rosenberg's happy to accept that, given his fatigue. He had no other play to make there. Luckily for him, only 5.7 seconds remain in this period, and you can see it on his face. He is winded. Face-off will be to Veltri's left. Grande stays in his net. 5 seconds to go. Abdelnauer wins the draw. Nobody quite manning that right point, so the period will come to an end. And I think the IceRays are fortunate that this game is still scoreless. Chad Veltri, spectacular as always. 9 of 9 in net. Coming up big a couple of times and bailing his team out. Not the best period for the IceRays as a whole. That first 20-minute segment is one that they're going to try to forget about and be better in the second. And a lot of times, folks, that is exactly what a team needs when it doesn't come out with its best foot forward to start a game. And their goaltender comes up big. That is what they need to turn the tables, turn the tide, and get a momentum boost. So let's see if they can do that in period 2. I'm sure Coach Flynn will have plenty to say to them in this first intermission. He'll also have plenty to say to you. We had the chance to catch up with him before tonight's game. So when we come back after our commercial break, you'll hear from the IceRays head coach during the Flinterview in your first intermission report, which will precede the Janet's Cakery out-of-town scoreboard update and more. Till then, keep it right here, folks, on the IceRays Broadcast Network. Scoreless at the ABC between the IceRays and the Bulls. We'll be right back.
Looking to lose weight, get fit, or just improve your overall fitness? Then train with a professional at Sports Fitness Solutions. Former IceRays player and current team strength and conditioning coach Jeff Pelucio can help you reach your goals with a specific program built just for you. Choose from one-on-one or group training sessions. Sports Fitness Solutions can help you lose weight, increase energy, build muscle, and get you feeling better today. Call Jeff with Sports Fitness Solutions today at 774-0874. That's 774-0874. And train like the IceRays do.
Along with your favorite IceRays wherever you go by linking up to the IceRays social media arsenal. There are more ways to follow the action than ever before with pictures, news, videos, and exclusive content, including interviews and giveaways. Give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Corpus Christi IceRays, and on Twitter, Vine, Periscope, and now Snapchat at Go IceRays. IceRays social media arsenal, the ultimate coverage of IceRays hockey.
It's a luxury of bayfront living at Sendera Bay Point. Located on Enos Jocelyn Road, Sendera Bay Point is newly renovated with upgraded units featuring granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and designer lighting. Enjoy an on-site masseuse, waterfront yoga classes, water aerobics, fitness boot camps, poolside towel service, Saturday morning homemade resident breakfast, and of course, stunning bay views. Visit SenderaBayPoint.com for more details. Mention this ad for a waived application fee. That's SenderaBayPoint.com. Radiology and Imaging is the official imaging center of your IceRays. The Best of the Best award winner 7 years in a row provides diagnostic imaging services in a caring, comforting patient environment with leading-edge imaging technology. Their extensive expertise in medical imaging allows them to not only give physicians and patients the very best in service and care, but your IceRays as well. So the next time you need imaging done, call Radiology and Imaging at 853-4503. That's 853-4503. Island Villa Apartments offers residents a prime location that leaves you minutes away from shopping, entertainment, restaurants, and beaches. Residents will discover a life of splendor with 2 pools, a workout facility, outdoor grilling needs, along with comfortable apartments located just minutes from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Island Villa Apartments are located off SBID and Nile Drive. Call Island Villa Apartments today at 994-1630 and set up your personal tour. 994-1630. Island Villa Apartments.
CoastGraphicsSite.com. The mission to make your vehicle wraps and graphics the biggest. Here in the Coastal Bend since 1987, wrapping, designing, and producing some of the hottest graphics between here and those other 2 coasts. Gulf Coast Graphics is the industry leader and the only Feller certified wrap shop in the Coastal Bend. You might even say we're Rapalicious. Gulf Coast Graphics has the best graphics designers, installers, the most cutting-edge equipment in the industry, and the most innovative and creative staff around. So when you want your business to stand out, the website, GulfCoastGraphicsSite.com. The mission to make your vehicle wraps and graphics the biggest, the brightest, and the best in the Coastal Bend. Gulf Coast Graphics makes signs, stickers, banners, vehicle magnets, and t-shirts too. Go on, we dare you to stand out in the marketplace. Call the Wrap Masters at Gulf Coast Graphics. Call 854-0213. 854-0213.
Air is Corpus Christi's newest place for fun. 30,000 square feet of trampoline park with foam pits, slam ball, a ninja courts, and dodgeball. A place to let your inner spirit soar. Show you've got game. Harness your inner ninja and burn up the competition. Parties from 5 to 500, kids, corporate, and adult team building. It's the #1 place for fun in Corpus Christi. Get out. Get active. Get Air. 4701 South Staple Street in Corpus Christi.
Cell phones.
We're unable to take your call at the moment. Please leave your name, number, and a brief
When time is money and the message is urgent, you need two-way radio.
Unit 5, return to yard immediately.
Safe, reliable, distracted, driver-legal two-way radio from A&B Communications with built-in fleet tracking.
Units 14 and 22, assist Unit 5 at well site 108.
Hand units, vehicle-mounted base stations, fleet tracking, on-site or wide-area communications for business. Online at abcom.net. That's abcomm.net. When you need to
Talk business.
Everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining us tonight on the IceRays Broadcast Network. My name is Alex Lancoidle. I've got the IceRays head coach, Brad Flynn, alongside for your first intermission report. Coach, I'd like to visit last weekend's series real quick, the Topeka series. You got the home sweep despite a scare at the end of regulation on Saturday. Chad Belcher coming just a minute away from his third straight shutout. But shutouts are not possible without an exceptional effort from the entire team. What did you think of the group's performance last weekend?
I thought we played really hard.
That desperation is definitely going to have to be there this weekend. The IceRays are hosting arguably the most desperate team in the North American Hockey League right now this weekend. Coach, it's been a long week of practice. What's been stressed over the last few days? What are some of the other things that have been stressed? We prepared to host an Amarillo team that virtually has to beat the IceRays a number of times over the next few weeks if it wants to remain in the playoff run.
Well, we play them 6 times. They play Topeka 6 times, and they have a couple games scattered in between. They have one more game in hand than we do, so we know that they have a good schedule here in terms of if they play right, that they have a chance to catch us, and we got to make sure that we take advantage of the games that we have against them, and only control what we can control, and that just comes down to passing and timing. So we did a lot of passing, timing drills this week, and just kind of getting in that playoff mindset because every game's a battle, and there's always so much cap room, and there's always so much room in terms of scholarship to offer. And we know that they're leaving here after having a great experience on and off the ice, and we got to make sure that like I said earlier, that we're first on pucks all night, but we're also playing a smart, a smart game and a transition game and to do that, if we want to play smart with transition, which equals speed, we got to be able to move the puck efficiently. And that just comes down to passing and timing. So we know that they have a good schedule here in terms of if they play right, that they have a chance to catch us, and we got to make sure that we're tight in the defensive zone, although we had some guys starting to go off the board from the USAHL late in the season, and both of them look good, but we didn't want to put them on and back-to-back games and just kind of getting in that playoff mindset because every game's a battle. And we know that they're leaving here after having a great experience on and off the ice, and we got to make sure that we're tight in the defensive zone, although we had some guys starting to go off the board from the USAHL late in the season, and both of them look good, but we didn't want to put them on and back-to-back games and just kind of getting in that playoff mindset because every game's a battle. And we know that they're leaving here after having a great experience on and off the ice, and we got to make sure that we're tight in the defensive zone, although we had some guys starting to go off the board from the USAHL late in the season, and both of them look good, but we didn't want to put them on and back-to-back games and just kind of getting in that playoff mindset because every game's a battle. And we know that they're leaving here after having a great experience on and off the ice, and we got to make sure that we're tight in the defensive zone, although we had some guys starting to go off the board from the USAHL late in the season, and both of them look good, but we didn't want to put them on and back-to-back games and just kind of getting in that playoff mindset because every game's a battle. And we know that they're leaving here after having a great experience execution. In terms of puck moving, I think that last weekend we weren't as sharp as we had to be in some areas. Our compete level could have been better, and we got to make sure that, like I said earlier, that we're first on pucks all night, but we're also playing a smart game and a transition game. And to do that, if we want to play smart with transition, which equals speed, we got to be able to move the puck efficiently. And that just comes down to passing and timing. So we did a lot of passing timing drills this week, and really focused on tightening up our defensive zone. Although we had, I think, 2 of our last 3 games we had shutouts, I wasn't as thrilled with our D zone as it has been throughout the year. I think that we can be a little bit tighter, a little bit harder to play against, and just kind of getting in that playoff mindset, because every game's a battle and they're tight games in the playoffs. So we want to make sure that we're tight and we're defensively really strong, and if we take care of that, then the other end will take care of itself.
The IceRays are going to have to make sure that they're really tight in the defensive zone this weekend. Amarillo, known for a team that likes to go heavy on the forecheck and throw their big bodies around, make life miserable for defensemen trying to exit their own zone. Coach, any updates on the injury reports regarding Jason Amizio and Dakota Kincannon?
Yeah, they're just day to day. They have a couple nagging injuries, and we want to give them an extra day's rest. They morning skated today, and both of them look good, but we didn't want to put them on in back-to-back games and back-to-back ice sessions. So both those guys aren't playing tonight, and it's rest precautionary, and there's a very good chance you'll see them in the lineup shortly.
Well, commitments were announced earlier this week. First, Matt Acioli to Northern Michigan, and then just yesterday, Angus Scott to Tufts University. It's getting to be that time of the year now. Top prospects is coming up. Do you foresee some sort of domino effect happening with commitments here in the near future?
Yeah, I think it's a lot like that. I related to the NHL free agency, and there's only so much cap room, and there's only so much room in terms of scholarships to offer, and I think you've seen some guys come off the board from the USHL and other leagues in our league, and I think now it's to the point where you're seeing our guys starting to go up the board here, and we got a couple more in the hopper, so we're excited about the development that we've done with our players, and to get them to the Division I and the Division III level. This is a development league, and anytime we can move a player on to continue his hockey career while getting an education or going to play pro hockey, I think that we've done our service to the player, and we know that they're leaving here after having a great experience on and off the ice in the community and in the city, but also at the end of the day, they come here to develop as hockey players, and whether it's Division I or Division III and good universities and programs, we're really happy for their commitment levels. And Angus Scott, he deserved his and more. He's going to a highly academic school, and Matt Acioli, this is his 3rd year here with the IceRays, and he's developed day in and day out. His progress has gotten better, not only yearly but weekly as well, and he's a hard worker. He's one of the last guys off the ice, and he deserved his commitment to Northern Michigan, so we're really happy for him and happy for their program, because not only are they getting a good player just like Tufts, but they're getting 2 good people as well.
Yeah, we certainly are very happy for both Matt Acioli and Angus Scott, who committed to Northern Michigan and Tufts University, respectively, earlier this week. Very much deserving for both of them. They've been such excellent leaders, both on and off the ice this season. Both of them 97s, 20-year-olds in their last season of junior hockey, and they've made it count. Coach, really appreciate your time, and good luck out there tonight.
Thanks, Alex.
That's your IceRays head coach, Brad Flynn, and this has been Coach's Corner. We'll be back in just a few moments for your Janet's Cakery Out-of-Town scoreboard update and more right after this. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us here on the IceRays Broadcast Network. You're listening to IceRays Hockey 11 three-year shots on net in the first period. Not the best effort from the Ice Rays in period one, but it's a long game. There are 3 periods for a reason, and we'll see what the Ice Rays can pull off in period two. We saw what Topeka did last Saturday night, after being held to just 2 shots in their first period. They came right back around in the second and put up 20 on net. So if the Ice Rays can do anything like that, then I think they will be in good shape. They only managed 3 shots on net against Jason Grande, who stopped them all, but the last one was pretty tricky for him. An excellent inside-outside deke by Julian McCary, who scored his first goal as an Ice Ray last Saturday night while shorthanded. Nearly had 2 shorthanded goals in as many games, but was denied by Jason Grande, who's 3 for 3. Chad Veltri on the other end, 11 of 11, so 2 more shots were just tacked on to Amarillo's total. For those of you on HockeyTV.com tonight, we hope you enjoyed the intermission interview with the Ice Rays head coach Brad Flynn. And for those of you on YouTube, welcome back. For all of you, we're thankful to have you with us tonight on the Ice Rays Broadcast Network. Now let's take a look around the North American Hockey League and update you folks on some scores from around the league until we take one more commercial before coming back to bring you period two. Starting out in Philly tonight, the Philadelphia Rebels hosting the New Jersey Titans, trailing 3-1 to the visiting Titans tonight. The third period has just begun up at the class of 1923 arena in Philly, Pennsylvania. Johnstown hosting the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights with a 2-0 advantage over the visitors tonight as well. The Janesville Jets and the Cooley Region Chill squaring off. Second period action just moments away. No score in that game up in southern Wisconsin tonight. In central Illinois, the Springfield Junior Blues battling with the Minnesota Magicians. 1 goal coming from Andrew Cruz at 4:25 into the first period to give the Minnesota Magicians a 1-0 advantage at the Nelson Center in Illinois' capital. The second period has just embarked. Austin hosting Minot tonight. The Bruins and the Toros, no score in that game at the Riverside Arena, with the second period moments away as well. The Brookings Blizzard trailing 1-0 at home against the Minnesota Wilderness. Former Ice Ray CJ Regula has been doing pretty well, already with 2 goals in as many games as a Wilderness. In his last 2 games as a Wilderness, I should say. He opened the scoring for Minnesota, 2:17 into the game. CJ Regula, the ex-Ice Ray, with a lone goal in that contest up at the Larson Ice Center. The Shreveport Mudbugs with a 1-0 lead over the Kenai River Brown Bears on home ice at Georges Pond Coliseum tonight. Ryan Burnett with a goal 7 minutes into that game. The former Wichita Falls Wildcat and top prospects selection for Team South. He will be a fun player to watch and certainly somebody worth keeping a close eye on. Ryan Burnett at the top prospects tournament. The Bismarck Bobcats with a 2-1 edge over the Aberdeen Wings with 2 minutes to play at the VFW Sports Center in period 1 tonight. And finally, Lone Star hosting Fairbanks. That game just about to be underway in suburban Fort Worth. The Lone Star Brahmas hoping to cool off the red-hot Fairbanks Ice Dogs. That wraps up your Janet's Cakery out-of-town scoreboard update. Folks, we'll be back in about a minute and a half to bring you second period hockey here at the American Bank Center. Ice Rays Bulls period 2 is next. Okay, well, we are just about ready to roll here for period 2, and let's see what tricks the IceRays have up their sleeve as we begin the second stanza of this contest. Right now, everybody on the IceRays standing around Brad Flynn. He had one last piece of his mind to share with his team before they head out there to commence period 2. He and they know full well that the effort they put forth in period 1 is not going to get the job done tonight. So we'll see what sort of remedies they put forth in the second period of IceRays hockey, brought to you by First Title Company. The Bulls with 11 shots in the first frame to the IceRays 3. Chad Beltry perfect, 11 of 11. Jason Grande also perfect, 3 for 3. Both of these goaltenders have played very well against their opponents. Beltry with a .933 save percentage in games against the Bulls this season. Right now he is tied for first in the entire North American Hockey League with only Johnstown's goalie and Odessa's Alex Camara for the best save percentage in the NAHL. Jason Grande, his counterpart tonight, has pitched a .930 save percentage against the IceRays. The Rays are 1-for-1 on the PK now as the second period of IceRays hockey, brought to you by First Title Company, is officially underway. Trevor Wilhelm will spend the first 2 minutes of this stanza in the box. But both teams are at full strength here as Matt Novo will feed it up down the left side for Garrett Halford, who fires it into Amarillo territory. Mikhailian is slammed into the end wall by Angus Scott, and he is down. He is not moving. He lost his helmet. It was a clean hit by Angus Scott, and Mikhailian is very slow to get up. The entire backboards just shook. And folks, there are a couple of the IceRays scratches tonight. Jason DeMizio, Dakota Concannon, and I all just looked at each other in absolute shock after that. That might have been the biggest hit of the season, and we hope Brendan Mikhailian's okay. Very slow to get up. He is down on all fours right now. Josh DeLuca escorts Amarillo's trainer Riho Okamura out and onto the scene to tend to the Bulls' star defenseman. Remember, folks, Brendan Mikhailian is arguably Amarillo's. He's been their best player this season. He's been their leading scorer with 29 points as a defenseman. He's been their co-captain. He's got a Division I commitment to Robert Morris, and he is an extremely important piece to their playoff hunt. And it's a good sight to see him standing under his own power. That might have been the biggest hit the IceRays have had all season. The entire backboards shook back and forth multiple times after that hit by Angus Scott. And from my vantage point, there wasn't anything wrong with it. It certainly wasn't. It wasn't boarding. Mikhailian was too close to the wall. It wasn't a hit from behind. It wasn't a cross check. And Marcus Chorney, who's been a defensive partner of Brendan Mikhailian's from time to time this season, though not tonight, he got in Angus Scott's face. And no penalty called against Angus. He returns to the IceRays bench. Wow. Second on the team in hits this season, trailing only Jason DeMizio. So among players playing tonight, Angus Scott leads everyone in hits on the campaign, now with 40. And none were bigger than that. One of the many qualities that Angus will bring to the table as he pursues his college hockey dreams next season at Tufts University in the New England Collegiate Small Athletic Conference. Broncho centers it back to Sokolov. Good reach by Brendan Miller, who's got lightning-like speed. He's trying to outrace both Sokolov and Chorney. Knocks off the net, and we get a whistle stopping play. Sokolov's a big boy. He's got really long strides, standing at 6'5", 206 pounds. And those big, long strides make it hard to beat, even for someone as fast as Brendan Miller, the fastest player on the IceRays. He put that on display last Saturday night as he scored the game-winning goal against the Topeka Roadrunners after stripping the puck away from Matt Barnes in the very vicinity at which this faceoff will take place. Nick Stuckless able to beat Adam Kadlik on the draw. Kadlik got his skate in the way of that pass. Coffey slapped it a little bit too far outside of the reach of his fellow Canadian, Riley St. Ange. Stuckless, another Canadian. Over the blue line, right down the slot, will shoot. Right pad save made by Veltri. Kadlik lifts the stick of his opponent, takes the puck, gives it to St. Ange, who will feed the trailer on the play. Ryan Rosenberg fed one through the middle. Here's Kadlik twisting and turning, feeding it across for Riley St. Ange. It went off his skate, and the puck's been chipped over Coffey's stick. And Rosenberg will recover and play it in his own zone. Angles it off the wall, just past the skate of Stuckless and down the ice. Played by Grande and swatted now into the far corner. Tama took a tumble. Kept in the zone by A.J. DeCesar, who will rattle one in towards the left corner. Adam Kadlik delivers a check on Brendan DeTama. Still we're scoreless 2 minutes into period 2. 12 three-year shots favoring the Bulls. The highlight of this period so far has been a booming body check delivered by Angus Scott. The Rays get a 3-on-1. Kadlik has numbers. He shoots. Glove save by Grande. He had both McCary and Miller decided to take the shot, aiming for the upper glove side of Grande, looking for his first goal as an IceRay, but the Amarillo netminder stood tall. Nick Anderson got it off in the nick of time. Roof intercepting the clearing attempt and shooting. Butterfly save made by Grande, and the puck's been hacked out of the zone. Matt Acioli recovering. A.J. DeCesar swatted it up and off of Roof's stick. It's directed right on net, and Grande has to save it. Nice play by Noah Roof there to angle it on goal, and Grande had no choice but to take a whistle. A.J. DeCesar getting some playing time here this weekend. Didn't play last weekend in the Topeka series. And shout out to his father, Anthony DeCesar, better known as Coots, the owner of the Omaha Lancers, in attendance tonight, watching his son A.J. play. Adam Kadlik versus Brett Abdelnauer in the left face-off circle in the Amarillo zone. The puck drops. Kadlik with the win on the draw. Miller tapped it back to Coffey, who feeds Kadlik left circle on the left edge of it. The Rays go to their first AEP Texas power play of the game as Brendan DeTama was penalized. I believe the call's roughing against Brendan DeTama as St. Ange was wrapped up by Stephen Rex, and out with it races Coffey down the right wing. Gallops over the blue line and leaves it at the point for Grayson Gavin. He'll redeposit it behind the net. St. Ange is manning the right point and lets the puck come to him. Whiffs on the first pass, connects on the second. Gets it to Grayson Gavin. Chorney defending him. He's got a step on him, but he turns away from the net. Grayson Gavin pivoting right circle. Leaves it behind the net now. Brendan Miller's got it. Goal line. Fed it up to the line. Nice keep by Coffey on his backhand. Gives it to Kadlik left circle. Returns it. High slot Coffey. Miller, one-timer, blocked by Sokolov. St. Ange has his stick slashed out of his hands as it breaks, and the Bulls have cleared the puck. Halfway through this AEP Texas power play, the IceRays hoping to use this to their advantage tonight. They know Amarillo's a team that falls into some tendencies to take a lot of penalties, as Kadlik will reset out in the neutral zone and turn. Broncho on the forecheck. Kadlik's pass connects with Angus Scott. Scott gains the line and feeds it to Matt Acioli right half wall. Acioli one-hands it back towards Wilhelm at the point. It squeaks past him and out to center again. Julian McCary turning up ice with it. Gains the line, feeds Youngworth left side. He stops, he waits, back to Wilhelm at the point. Youngworth again above the left circle. Down to McCary at the goal line. They switch. Wilhelm blue line. Wrist shot through a screen. Missed the right post. And Acioli gets the puck back. McCary up to the top again. Wilhelm with a second shot on that shift. Sticked aside by Grande. Time winding down on the power play. Wilhelm wrister again. His third shot of that power play denied again by Grande. And the Bulls have returned to full strength. The IceRays dropping to 0 for 1 on their AEP Texas power play. Here comes Broncho, meanwhile, flipping it wide of the net. Will this be icing? No. Wilhelm has to reverse it to Matt Acioli. Acioli working it up to Halford. Kurbatov got it down into the Billy Duma vicinity. Acioli's brought down in the right corner. Duma's got it. Chorney, right point. Flips it wide of the right post. Ricochets off the backboards in the direction of Larry Youngworth, who's got Scott making a break for it. The pass intended for him, easily intercepted. Good pressure by Halford to Make sure the Bulls don't get an easy clearance there. They've got 2-on-3, perhaps a 3-on-3 developing. It's stolen away, and here come the IceRays. Angus Scott nearing the end of a shift, doesn't have much gas left in the tank, left it off. Novo shoots, missed the left post with the shot. Best chance of the second period to score for the IceRays. Novo coming a few inches away from burying it. He will drop it now for Kalen Taylor, left half wall, who swivels wide on Alex Peterson. The Bulls have some gassed players as well. Halford goes to the front of the net. Novo gets the puck at the left point. Yanni right point with a long wrister. That's off the mark. Rebound bounces out to Novo, who shovels it on goal. Stick save made in net by Grande. I think his teammates would have preferred a whistle there. They are exhausted. Halford centering. Back into the slot. Korshkov deking to the outside and centering, hoping for Novo. Hacked out of harm's way for the time being. There's a broken stick down there on the near half wall. In the Amarillo zone, the Bulls have just cleared it and will scramble to their bench to complete a line change. The IceRays will try to catch them in the midst of it. Korshkov up to Halford, who just bats one into the Bulls zone, broken up by the linesman. And Yanni will reset near the red line at center ice. 13:40 to play here in the second period. We're still scoreless at the American Bank Center. It's brought wide down the left side. And all the way out to the near side by Steven Rex. Anderson, long shot, tipped wide of the net, and Grayson Gavin will race after it against Marcus Gleb Murtazan. He shovels it up to Grayson Gavin. Steps in across the Amarillo line, defended by Nick Anderson every step of the way. Youngworth sealing the other wall. Miller picking it off near half wall. Miller's pass into the slot. Gavin has a chance. He's caught up to before he can pull the trigger. Side of the net, it's loose, and scrambling is Grande. Losing side of the puck, it looked like was the referee, Trevor Wolford. The whistle blows, and play is stopped, but try telling that to the players. We'll see if any penalties are handed out from that kerfuffle. No score at the ABC between the IceRays and the Bulls. We'll be right back, folks.
Bakery that has been in business for 25 years. They provide customers with moist, delicious cakes for all occasions, plus pies, cheesecakes, pastries, balloons, candles, and ornaments for all cakes. Give Janet's Cakery a call at 991-6212 or visit them online at janetscakery.com. Janet's Cakery opens 7 days a week. That's 991-6212.
Nickel is home of the Guaranteed to Sell classified ads, covering all Corpus Christi communities within a 75-mile radius. Place your personal classified with us, and if it hasn't sold in 4 weeks, we'll run it for free until it sells. Visit us in the Gulfway Shopping Center, or give us a call at 361-980-0008, or online at cc.thriftynickel.com. Thrifty Nickel, where you get nationwide coverage with hometown service. The home service leader in South Texas, at home or at the office with affordable prices. Want more than just your windows cleaned? Check out the Window Genie Big 3, offering window cleaning as well as window tinting and pressure washing. Window Genie is also your year-round solution for cleaning those pesky gutters. Call for an estimate at 361-792-3554. That's 361-792-3554. And let the power of the Genie work for you. All right, well, we're 7 minutes into the second period. It's certainly been a different one. The IceRays tipping the scales in their favor a little bit, starting with a huge body check by Angus Scott along the end boards, the Amarillo end boards, and the man who he delivered it on, Brendan McCallion, who has not played very much since that hit. Fortunately, he was okay, and unfortunately, Angus Scott was not penalized for it because, in my opinion, it was a clean hit. But we do see McCallion back out there as he lines up right next to Trey Bagwell for a defensive zone Amarillo faceoff. So that's the good news for you Bulls fans tuned in out there. Your star defenseman seems to be okay after that frightening collision behind the Amarillo net. Right now, the linesmen are cleaning up some of the snow that's formed in front of the player benches. You see Brendan Miller in the IceRays penalty box, and somebody from Amarillo's squad is over in their box as well. Can't identify him from here, but it looks as though we'll stay on the 5-on-5. The face-off will be to Jason Grande's left. Looks like it's Nick Anderson for roughing, and two offsetting double minors against Nick Anderson and Brendan Miller. So the Rays losing a key forward, the Bulls losing a key defenseman for the next 4 minutes. And we'll see what implications that has. And Josh DeLuca trying to clear. Youngworth set up Gavin, who fires, tried to go low glove side, but Grande made the stop. Jason Grande, who's played in 35 games for Amarillo this season. He's been a real Iron Man for them throughout the campaign in his second season as an Amarillo Bull. Brendan McKylian leaves it. Igor Kurbatov. Brendan McKylian, who swivels his way across the blue line on the left side, who zips one wide to the right post. Taken away by Novo, whose pass is outside of the reach of Youngworth. Pursued by Sokolov, swatted out past Kurbatov. And on the stick lift, it's settled by Kurbatov. Left off for Peterson, gave it to the trailer, left circle. Duma put it through the slot and wide as Novo will hoist one out of his own zone. Gavin, one hands it up to Larry Youngworth. Sokolov, Chorney, Murdazan. Passes outside of his reach, pursued by Rosenberg, beaten to it by Duma, who centered, and they score. It's Alex Peterson, who buried it low blocker side on Chad Veltri. And Amarillo just winning that race to the puck in the right corner. Alex Peterson, the recipient of the centering pass, with a low blocker side snipe on Chad Veltri, has drawn first blood in this game. 7 minutes and 58 seconds into the second period. It's 1-0 Amarillo. Alex Peterson now with 5 points in 7 games against the Rays this season. Amarillo's choice at forward to represent the Bulls at the NAHL South Division in the Top Prospects Tournament next week. And those games will be on February 27th and 28th up in Plymouth, Michigan. Some of the most talented, uncommitted players the North American Hockey League has to offer, putting their skills on full display as they hope to make their NCAA commitment by the end of this season. Lone Star's Nick Merrick and Minot's Ken Oda will have the call throughout the event. Both of them do a tremendous job. At their craft, and those of you IceRays fans out there tuning in, you'll enjoy listening to them, I promise you. As McCary rips the shot wide from the slot, wide of the right post. DeCesar scurries over, can't quite keep it in the zone despite his best efforts. And now McCary will shovel it back into the Amarillo end. McCallion turns back to get it. Slings it up to Jared Doman, who patiently waits, put it off of Halford's stick, gets back on it, put on show right side on a 2-on-2, defended by Yanni. Slipped it into the slot, goes all the way through into the other corner. Scott up to Halford. And the alternate captain will skate it out of his own end. Puts it over the blue line. Backhand pass over the stick of Korshkov, who whacks it back into the right corner to Tama. Spins one around. Broncho slips one through Kalen Taylor's stick. Doman trying to center. Intercepted. Back to the point. Shot. Score. Nick Stuckless from above the right circle has scored back-to-back goals for the Amarillo Bulls, who have struck twice within a 2-minute span. Kaylin Taylor keeps the puck alive at the left point. Tries to sling a wrist shot through a heavy screen. It was blocked en route by DeLuca. Grayson Gavin's got it as he takes it into the slot on his backhand. Tries to put it on net. It got blocked. Or at least 3 Navy sweaters standing between him and the net. Nick Stuckless down the right side, firing. Blocker save Veltri. Loose on the doorstep. Cleared out to the corner for now, but not out of the zone. Sokolov, long shot, blocked. Rolls right to Stuckless, who tried to feed Bagwell. Misfired on the shot, and it's hacked out into the far half wall. Novo is pinned up by Stuckless. DeLuca runs over Taylor. And DeLuca gets it back in the corner, and they filter it through for Bagwell, taken by Novo. The Bulls just moving their feet better than the IceRays net right now, plain and simple. That's why they're getting to the pucks first and getting the better scoring chances. Puck's been fired past Riley St. Ange. Wilhelm turns back and pursues it in the near corner. Yanni shovels one around the far wall. Bartkowski keeps it in the zone. His shot blocked by Adam Kadlik. Here comes Riley St. Ange. Doesn't have much help. He will try to shoot McConnelly and blocked it with his stick as it floats off the netting and out of play. 9 minutes to go in the second period. And lightning has just struck for the Amarillo Bulls. 2 goals within a 2-minute span. And we asked what would happen with Nick Anderson and Brendan Miller in the penalty boxes. We were wondering what effect that might have. And Brendan Miller entered the penalty box with the game still scoreless. He left it with his team trailing by 2. We'll take a brief time out here on the IceRays Broadcast Network. Folks, stick with us. 2-0 Bulls here at the ABC. We'll be right back.
Weight, get fit, or just improve your overall fitness? Then train with a professional at Sports Fitness Solutions. Former IceRays player and current team strength and conditioning coach Jeff Pelucio can help you reach your goals with a specific program built just for you. Choose from one-on-one or group training sessions. Sports Fitness Solutions can help you lose weight, increase energy, build muscle, and get you feeling better today. Call Jeff with Sports Fitness Solutions today at 774-0874. That's 774-0874. And train like the IceRays do.
Happy 8th birthday today to Kylie Evans, who's at the game tonight. This was one of our UniFirst ceremonial puck droppers earlier on. Happy birthday, Kylie. Face-offs is taken by Alex Peterson in the dot to Grande's right and won by the Bulls, and they're out to center with it and beyond as Kurbitov takes it over the IceRays blue line, centers for Peterson, back to Kurbitov, left circle, loses it to Wilhelm, and here come the Rays. Kadlik down the right wing side. Peterson hustling back on the back check. McConnelly in the meantime defending the impending rush from Kadlik. And it's fed around to the far wall. Kurbitov taking a step was Rosenberg, but to no avail. Outraces Peterson with it, defended by Wilhelm. Peterson dropping it to the trailer. McConnelly and shot block. Duma on the doorstep, denied by Veltri. Huge stop on Billy Duma, front point blank range. And that could potentially be a momentum shifting stop by Chad Veltri, whose team has not had things go their way over the last few minutes. That could turn the tide. On behalf of Flint Hills Resources, the IceRays would like to salute all military and first responders attending tonight's game for their service to our country and the Corpus Christi community. Coffee taken into the turnbuckle by Steven Rex, bounces out to the point, not kept by Anderson, who races back after it and takes it behind his own goal. Feeds one past Detema. And Gleb Murdazan has cleared it out to the IceRays bench. Stays in play as it's brought down the right side by Brett Abdelauer, who's harassed all the while by Halford. A 5-man scrum, 3-2 favoring the Bulls, takes place now in the far corner. Acioli steps in to even the odds. Delayed penalty upcoming. It's going to be against Amarillo as Kadlik will feed. Acioli goes off his skate. Amarillo gets their sticks on the puck and the whistle blows. 7:47 to go in the second. Both teams have only had one power play so far. The Rays will go to their second here with an opportunity to shift the momentum in their favor. Gleb Murdazan skates to the Amarillo sin bin. Remember, one of the Ed Hicks Nissan keys of tonight's game was using power plays for momentum. Amarillo, the most penalized team in the North American Hockey League. Power plays are bound to happen, and if not scoring off of them, then at least using them to generate a flow and a tempo and a pace and a sort of a feel-good mentality that might eventually turn into a scoring chance. Rays couldn't quite do that on their first go-around. We'll see if they can do that here. Both teams 1 for 1 on the PK, and this IceRays power play is brought to you by AEP Texas. The puck drops. Scott wrapped up by Austin O'Rourke in the circle. Youngworth beats O'Rourke to it along the end wall. He fed McCary back to the line. Wilhelm bobbled it just a tad and has to recollect it out at center. Acioli back to Wilhelm. Feeds McCary on his off wing. He will step in across the Amarillo blue line and drop it back to Wilhelm, left point. Wilhelm's shot goes off a stick and pinballs off the glass. Going to be taken by O'Rourke, who rushes down the left wing side short-handed. O'Rourke turns. He had Broncho with him, decides to just kill some time. Trevor Wilhelm had 3 shot attempts on the IceRays' last man advantage. So he will skate out to center ice and feed it over the blue line. Bounces off of McCary's stick. He gets back on it and battles for it along the near corner boards with Nikita Sokolov, a 6'5" Russian. And the Bulls end up with it. And it's flown down the left wing side by Stephen Rex, whose shot is waffle boarded away by Chad Veltri, who turned it over the backboard's glass and out of play with the save. The IceRays still with 1 minute 2 seconds to go on their AEP Texas power play. Penalty being called against Gleb Murtazan. And Coffey will drop it now for Adam Kadlik. Had a highlight reel assist in his IceRays debut a couple of weeks ago. St. Ange from the corner. Can't move it back to the line. It's cleared by Brendan McKylan, and Coffey will skate after it. Veltri leaves it on a platter. Coffey scoops it up, and here he comes. Down the right side, he swivels across the blue line, gets away from Peterson, still has it on his stick, looks to the front. He's got Miller there, but can't find a lane. He will feed it St. Ange instead at the left point. St. Ange to Miller from the goal line. Nice pass out to the side. Kadlik's shot just misses the right post. Excellent pass by Brendan Miller. Kadlik's had 2 grade A scoring chances now in this game as Coffey has to turn back and keep it away from Alex Peterson. He does so with aplomb. Nice job shielding him off by Coffey. Gavin threw it through the blue paint. Time has ticked off the clock. Gleb Murtazan let out of the box, and Josh DeLuca takes his place. The Bulls have returned to full strength, and the IceRays dropping to 0 for 2 on the AEP Texas power play tonight. We'd like to invite you folks out to tomorrow night's game. It's Heart Night here at the American Bank Center. Our 3rd annual Heart Night, presented by AutoNation Ford, HEB, AEP Texas, and Physicians Premier. The IceRays would like to thank all of those sponsors, of course, who have so generously sponsored that night. And a big chunk of what's raised in the post-game jersey auction down at the bottom of Section 112 will go directly towards the American Heart Association of Corpus Christi. Noah Roof staying on the puck. 5.5 minutes remain in period 2. The Bulls have a 2-0 lead. Korshkov hoping to come out to the races with it, but it didn't go his way. Stuckless skating wide on Yanni, shoveling a backhander on goal. Stick save Veltri. Fed back to the point. Sokolov with a bid. And again stopped by Veltri. Kalen Taylor surrounded by a couple of Amarillo Bulls, and Jorney's shot was a weak one. It was blocked by Yanni. Korshkov left it for Noah Roof. And here comes Novo stepping into the high slot. Bagwell back checking him. Noah Roof, good hand-eye coordination at the left point, keeps it in the attacking zone for the time being. Sokolov is checked down to the ice by Noah Roof. Matt Novo looking to the back, feeding Acioli at the point. He walks the blue line, looks for a lane. Acioli finds a lane, fires it on net, saved by Grande. Novo gets the rebound. His backhander also denied by Grande. Acioli with a good keep again from the left point. He will skitter it down the left half wall. And Novo augments one further along the end boards. Gavin takes a swat at it. DeLuca beats him to it. Gavin recovers at center. Been a point-per-game player since coming aboard from the Fairbanks Ice Dogs this season. Miller centering. Gavin's got it. Backhander denied by Grande. Loose puck in the crease. Grande made a second save. The goalie turns on, but the referee is waving this off. No goal. Trevor Wolford saying so very convincingly, much to the displeasure of the crowd here at the American Bank Center. But this goal will not count. Just a mad scramble. Couldn't even tell what happened there. Somebody jammed it in, but after the whistle blew. No penalties were called, but no goal was called either. David McDarcy will drop the puck in the faceoff circle to Grande's right. The Bulls get it off the draw. It's cleared past Grayson Gavin. Gleb Murtazan leaving it now on the tape for Stephen Rex, who skates in wide, dips the shoulder, and cuts to the net. Veltri with the save. It was then checked by Stephen Rex, but he stays on his skates, and Nick Anderson had some difficulty with it. Larry Youngworth is caught from behind by Rex. Nice extra effort there by Gavin to spring Youngworth, who floats it wide of the glove side post of Grande. Youngworth then goes down shortly thereafter as Rex kicks it up to his stick and starts it down the left side with Gleb Murtazan. Murtazan is checked by A.J. DeCesar. Rex returns the favor on DeCesar, who's still searching for it. Abdelnauer had to go between his skates. He races in after it now. Far half wall. Abdelnauer surveying his options. He turns away from Matt Acioli. Acioli watching him very closely. Abdelnauer swings it back up to the line. A long shot is punched aside by Veltri on Brendan McKylian. Jared Doman leaves it for Bartkowski at the point. Now it's Doman behind the net. Sir O'Rourke rather putting in one in front of the net, and it's intercepted by Larry Youngworth, who clears it off the glass into the glove of a jumping Brendan McKylian at center. 2:45 to go in period two. The Bulls have a 2-0 advantage here at the ABC. These teams' 7th matchup this season. They'll play each other 5 more times outside of this game. O'Rourke dumps it in. Veltri stops it behind his own net. Acioli takes over from there. That Acioli is flushed out by Jason Bronchot. And then pokes the puck behind the IceRays goal, and A.J. DeCesar is pinned by Austin O'Rourke. Bronchot turning with it. Right corner, centering, went wide, courtesy of Austin O'Rourke's shot on the one-timer. DeCesar with an attempted clear, kept in the zone. McKylian centering, Bagwell lost an edge. Good stick check by A.J. DeCesar while falling. And Matt Novo will come in down the left side on the counterattack. Feeding the trailer, nice pass. The shot goes over the netting and out of play. Garrett Halford taking the shot, and it was blocked by a stick on its way to the net. The Amarillo Bulls are a team that have shut out the IceRays twice this season in back-to-back games. Both of them came on the road back on February 27th and 28th. And since that weekend, the IceRays have only been shut out one time, and it was in Shreveport in that midweek game, December 13th on a Wednesday. Grande with back-to-back shutouts that weekend, the last weekend of October. Not only that, but had another shutout the following weekend, 3 straight, and the next one coming against Lone Star. Chad Veltri last weekend coming just 1 minute and 8 seconds away from doing just that, getting 3 consecutive shutouts, but he had to settle for 2 as Lucas Herman tied the score 1-1 late for the Topeka Roadrunners to force overtime. The Rays still took 4 points from that series nevertheless. Got a 3-game winning streak going right now. They're hoping to extend it to 4 here tonight, but they've got a deficit to erase first. St. Ange left side. Pass was intended for Kadlik, who was tied up by Sokolov. Chorney behind his net with 1:10 to go in the second period. The Bulls up 2-0. Plays one up the middle for Alex Peterson. Peterson chases down his own dump in. He's pinned to the boards right now by Trevor Wilhelm and Julian McCary. Trevor Wolford letting them play. They move the puck out to Cadlick, who will hoist it out in the direction of St. Ange. Bartkowski beat him to it, swatted it away. St. Ange on the back check, able to pry it free, but it was right to Brett Abdelnauer, who turns. Feeds it to the left corner for Gleb Murdazan. Steven Rex now. Rex dropping it. Twisting with it is Brett Abdelnauer, who's knocked off balance a tad by St. Ange. Stays on his skates. Nice pass. Murdazan's shot is blocked by Yanni. He leads all Ice Rays in that department this season. He has cleared it out to center ice. Bartkowski fed it over. McKylian with 15 to go in the period. Rims one around clockwise into the Ice Rays zone. They've got some tired skaters out there, do the Rays. O'Rourke sent it back in the direction from which it came. Jared Doman overskated it. Youngworth out to Gavin, and the period's come to an end. Well, the Bulls took a lead. They had a spark midway through that second period. It was a period that looked like the Ice Rays might be able to turn things around in, but just lightning striking for Amarillo within a very short period of time. Right when it looked like the Rays were starting to turn the tables on them. It was Alex Peterson striking after he was set up from behind the goal line by Billy Duma. Peterson with a low blocker side snipe on Chad Veltri, and then just a minute and 45 seconds later, it was Nick Stuckless bearing the goal on a broken play. He just slapped it on net from above the right circle near the point, and I don't think Veltri ever saw it. It beat him cleanly, and the Bulls, just like that, took a 2-0 lead, which they have not conceded yet. The Ice Rays still have not scored in this game. They had a better second period than they did in the first, at least in terms of generating shots and generating chances. They went from shooting just 3 times in the first to shooting 10 in the second. But Jason Grande has been strong tonight and has not really shown any signs of weakness so far. There was a goal that was disallowed at 15:59. A mad scramble in the blue paint that, if I'm not mistaken, Trevor Wolford just lost sight of it. And he did what referees are instructed to do in that situation, which is to blow the whistle and call the play. So 2-0 your score, favoring Amarillo. Your goal scorers tonight, Alex Peterson and Nick Stuckless in that order, and the Rays have some work to do in period 3. When we come back, folks, we'll have an exclusive interview with Ice Rays third-year defenseman Matt Acioli, who just days ago made his NCAA Division I commitment to fulfill his lifelong dream of playing college hockey, and in his home state of Michigan, no less, at Northern Michigan University next season. I had the chance to catch up with Ace and talk to him about it. He's very excited. He's somebody that keeps his emotions pretty close to his chest, but I could tell that he's very much looking forward to it next season, and more importantly than that, looking forward to leading the Ice Rays to a playoff push here in the immediate future in their final quarter of the 2017-18 campaign. So you'll hear from Matt Acioli in a moment. First, we'll hear some words from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll hear from Ace, and then our Janet's Cakery Out-of-Town scoreboard update, and the third period after that. All that and more coming your way momentarily. Stand by, folks. We'll be back.
Follow along with your favorite Ice Rays wherever you go by linking up to the Ice Rays social media arsenal. There are more ways to follow the action than ever before, with pictures, news, videos, and exclusive content, including interviews and giveaways. Give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Corpus Christi Ice Rays, and on Twitter, Vine, Periscope, and now Snapchat at Go Ice Rays. Ice Rays social media arsenal, the ultimate coverage of Ice Rays hockey.
It's a luxury of bayfront living at Sendera Bay Point. Located on Enos Jocelyn Road, Sendera Bay Point is newly renovated with upgraded units featuring granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and designer lighting. Enjoy an on-site masseuse, waterfront yoga classes, water aerobics, fitness boot camps, poolside towel service, Saturday morning homemade resident breakfast, and of course, stunning bay views. Visit SenderaBayPoint.com for more details. Mention this ad for a waived application fee. That's SenderaBayPoint.com. Radiology and Imaging is the official imaging center of your IceRays. The Best of the Best award winner 7 years in a row provides diagnostic imaging services in a caring, comforting patient environment with leading-edge imaging technology. Their extensive expertise in medical imaging allows them to not only give physicians and patients the very best in service and care, but your IceRays as well. So the next time you need imaging done, call Radiology and Imaging at 853-4503. That's 853-4503. Island Villa Apartments offers residents a prime location that leaves you minutes away from shopping, entertainment, restaurants, and beaches. Residents will discover a life of splendor with 2 pools, a workout facility, outdoor grilling needs, along with comfortable apartments located just minutes from Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Island Villa Apartments are located off SBID and Nile Drive. Call Island Villa Apartments today at 994-1630 and set up your personal tour. 994-1630. Island Villa Apartments.
Site.com, the mission to make your vehicle wraps and graphics the biggest, the brightest, and the best in the Coastal Bend. Gulf Coast Graphics has been right here in the Coastal Bend since 1987, wrapping, designing, and producing some of the hottest graphics between here and those other 2 coasts. Gulf Coast Graphics is the industry leader and the only Feller certified wrap shop in the Coastal Bend. You might even say we're Rapalicious. Gulf Coast Graphics has the best graphics designers, the best installers, the most cutting-edge equipment in the industry, and the most innovative and creative staff around. So when you want your business to stand out, the website, GulfCoastGraphicsSite.com. The mission, to make your vehicle wraps and graphics the biggest, the brightest, and the best in the Coastal Bend. Gulf Coast Graphics wraps, makes signs, stickers, banners, vehicle magnets, and t-shirts too. Go on, we dare you to stand out in the marketplace. Call the Wrap Masters at Gulf Coast Graphics. Call 854-0213, 854-0213.
Air is Corpus Christi's newest place for fun. 30,000 square feet of trampoline park with foam pits, slam ball, a ninja course, and dodgeball. A place to let your inner spirit soar. Show you've got game. Harness your inner ninja and burn up the competition. For parties from 5 to 500, kids, corporate, and adult team building, it's the #1 place for fun in Corpus Christi. Get out. Get active. Get air. 4701 South Staple Street in Corpus Christi.
Cell phones.
We're unable to take your call at the moment. Please leave your name, number, and a brief
When time is money and the message is urgent, you need two-way radio.
Unit 5, return to yard immediately.
Safe, reliable, distracted, driver legal two-way radio from A&B Communications with built-in fleet tracking.
Units 14 and 22, assist Unit 5 at well site 1.
Hand units, vehicle-mounted base stations, fleet tracking, on-site or wide area communications for business. Online at abcom.net. That's abcomm.net. When you need to
Talk business.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on the IceRays Broadcast Network. You're listening to IceRays Hockey on HockeyTV.com and on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Alex Von Coydel. I had the chance to catch up with Matt Acioli, IceRays defenseman, who just recently, earlier this week, committed to Northern Michigan University. Ace, first off, congratulations on your commitment. And I just want to talk about the process of how it came to be for you. When did you first come into contact with Northern Michigan, and how did the conversations progress from there?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. They reached out probably about a week and a half ago, and they've watched some of my clips, and they just reached out to me and asked if I had an interest in playing at Northern Michigan. And,
Was there always sort of that thought in the back of your mind growing up playing hockey as a kid that you'd like to one day play college hockey in your home state, or at least that it would be possible? I mean, so many great college teams in Michigan, the Wolverines, Spartans, Bulldogs, Lakers, Huskies, Wildcats. Did it ever occur to you at some point throughout your childhood growing up in that state thinking that you might end up playing for one of those teams one day? And do you think the fact that you will be playing your college hockey in your home state will make playing there that much more enjoyable for you?
Yeah, I mean, growing up as a kid from Michigan, like it's always been a dream. Like it's a dream to play college hockey in your own home state. And Northern Michigan's a great university, and they got a great hockey team. And they're moving in a direction that I think I can really help their team. So I'd like to thank Corpus for get an opportunity to play in my home state.
Matt Acioli, defenseman for your Corpus Christi IceRays, who just earlier this week committed to Northern Michigan University. Ace, this is your third year as an IceRay. It'll be your last. Your father Jerry and I talked about it briefly last weekend when he was here, that no matter where you end up, you probably won't get the same sort of thrill in some ways that you've gotten here playing for the IceRays over the last few years. You won't be playing in as beautiful of a facility. You most likely won't be playing in front of the same kind of fans. And I think that's fair to say, even going to a hockey powerhouse like Northern Michigan. So how would you describe your experience here in Corpus, and what are going to be some of the big reasons that moving on will be bittersweet for you?
Play for sure junior hockey, if not the best. So I've been here 3 years. I've had great experiences with my billets, the team, coaching. It's a world-class organization, and I can't say enough to thank everybody who's helped me get to that point to finally commit and be a part of Northern Michigan. And I'm looking forward to just continuing my career with hockey and see where it goes from there.
Going from one of the better organizations in junior hockey to one of the better organizations in college hockey. Right now, Northern Michigan ranked second in their conference in the WCHA. They've had an excellent season, and Matt Acioli hoping to go and build on that next year to their program. Also, you'll be going from one of the probably the warmest location in junior hockey to arguably the coldest in college hockey. I think it's definitely up there in terms of the temperature, or down there, I should say. Are you looking forward to making that adjustment?
Yeah, this time around, I guess I'll have to pack my coats and boots, so it'll be a little bit of adjustment. But I grew up in Michigan. I've lived there for 17 years, 18 years, so I'm
Well, Ace, we're embarking now on our final quarter of the 2017-18 season. You've been one of the leaders of this group right from the get-go. Your college commitment's now in the books. It's behind you. Do you think that'll be a weight off your shoulders of sorts, and will it help you to focus on leading this team as it bears down for a playoff push?
Yeah, I'm just trying to focus on continuing to play the way I have been all season, and just trying to lead the guys by example, and hopefully we can have a stretch here and come up on top.
All right, well, the IceRays have won 3 straight, hoping to make it 4 straight tonight as they host the Amarillo Bulls for the 3rd time this season. They will complete the series tomorrow night on Heart Night. Thanks so much for joining us, Matt. Really appreciate your time, and good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
That's Matt Acioli, defenseman number 20 for your Corpus Christi IceRays, who just earlier this week made his Division I NCAA commitment to the Northern Michigan University. We're happy to have him with us. Thanks for joining us on the IceRays Broadcast Network tonight, folks. When we come back, we'll have your Janet's Cakery out-of-town scoreboard update for you and more right after these messages. Keep it right here.
It's time for the members' first paid person winner. Grace Coke. You are tonight's member first paying a person winner. Members First Credit Union will mail your gift card to the address on your entry within the next week. So watch your mailbox and enjoy your $20 Visa gift card from Members First Credit Union. IceRays fans, once again, take a look over there at section 112. It's in the corner over there. Look above it. What do you see? That's right. It's the
iPhone or Galaxy?
iPhone.
It's down in the office.
It is?
Yeah, you want to? Okay, welcome back, folks. Sorry about that delay. We hope for those of you enjoying the game on Hockey TV tonight that you enjoyed the second intermission interview with IceRays defenseman Matt Acioli, who just a few days ago made his Division I college commitment to Northern Michigan University. We're very happy for him and proud of him. All the work he's put in for the IceRays over the years. He's become something of a fan favorite here in the Coastal Bend. We're going to miss him, but we'll never stop cheering for him, that's for sure. The IceRays all-time leader in assists by a defenseman, Matt Acioli, with 39 in his career, beating his name's escaping me now. What was his name? Just looked it up the other day. Player, a defenseman on the IceRays, I believe in the 2012-13 season. It started with a C, I remember that much, but he had 38 assists in a single season, but that was the only year he played here, so because of that, he didn't get the chance to pad on any more in the following year. And Ace just edging him by 1 assist for the all-time lead in assists by a defenseman here in Corpus Christi. Because it's going to drive me nuts, bear with me while I look up his name. Anthony Cortez, that's the name. Sorry for that delay, it was bothering me. Anthony Cortez in the 2014-15 season had 38 assists, which was the most by far by any IceRays defenseman in a single year. The closest two to him are Colton Saucerman, who's now playing pro hockey in the ECHL. and Matt Acioli, who's got 22 assists this season. However, this is his third year, and over those 3 years, he's accumulated a total of 39 assists, which just barely puts him over Anthony Cortez for the most all-time as an IceRays defenseman. Third period hockey now underway as Youngworth strips the puck and fires from a tough angle, and it's gloved seemingly without any difficulty by Jason Grande. And we've seen Youngworth pick the corner from there several times before. Because we didn't get a chance to bring you a Janice Cakery out-of-town scoreboard update during that intermission, things are a little bit hectic around here, but we'll get to it in a moment. An abbreviated one of the South Division scores here momentarily. Miller with a good pass. Gavin shoots off the pad. Rebound loose as it's cleared out to the corner. Miller is first there. Excellent pass from behind the net. Gavin, had he elevated that puck at all, would have scored. Now it's Acioli from the left side firing in a shot wide of the right post. Coffey tapped it along from the right point down to Gavin in the right corner, who fed one over, hoping for Youngworth as it sailed behind him. Youngworth's got it. Coffey with an opening. He fires and he missed the left post just barely with his shot. Acioli to Youngworth, who tapped it into the deep slot. It's going to be taken away by Stephen Rex, who's normally going to get a breakaway there, but he was pretty tired. He's been on the ice for the last 40, 50 seconds. Riley St. Ange dropping it back to Acioli. Coffey's got it now in the right corner in his own zone as he passed one inadvertently off of Grayson Gavin's skates. And it's tapped back in behind the IceRays goal line. Acioli now with it behind his own net. The outlet is to center. Jason Bronchot losing it to Adam Kadlik. Sokolov flattens McCary at center in front of the IceRays bench. Chorney rims one around. Doman will be first there. Tries a bit of a spinorama, lost it to McCary, who is then checked and slammed into the half wall by Austin O'Rourke. McCary with a retaliation, and I wonder if O'Rourke's going to be penalized here. McCary had gotten rid of it, and O'Rourke had to give him an extra shove, and I think there might be offsetting minors. The 21s to their respective penalty boxes, roughing the call on both sides. So for a quick update around the NAHL South, Shreveport hosting Kenai River tonight at George's Pond with a 4-0 lead, and they're running away with the South Division title. It looks like it's only a matter of time before they claim it. Lone Star hosting the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. That game now more than halfway through. There hasn't been a score. And looks as though Odessa and Topeka are both off this evening. That brief South Division scoreboard update has been brought to you by Janet's Cakery. 18:15 to play in the third period. The IceRays trailing by 2 and now have a minute and 45 seconds to work with on the 4-on-4 as Kadlik takes it behind the net. He is checked from behind by Anderson. This will be a penalty. Kadlik is down, holding his face, as I believe a boarding penalty will be called against Nick Anderson. Kadlik does not look good. He's lying on his back, holding his face. Brendan Miller escorts the IceRays trainer Chris Mantaneo out to have a look at him. Kadlik struggling to get back onto his skates. Nick Anderson is sent to the Bulls penalty box. Didn't look like that vicious of a hit, but it might have just been the location, or might have just been an awkward collision there between Anderson and Kadlik. It was a penalty. And the IceRays will go to a rare 4-on-3 power play in a moment here, and they're going to send out their most skilled players to try to get a goal. They've not been able to do that yet tonight. Despite their 17 shot attempts, Grande stopped them all. His counterpart, Chad Veltri, 19 of 21 on the evening. Brendan Miller, Grayson Gavin, Larry Youngworth, and Matt Acioli will be tasked with scoring here on this uncommon 4-on-3. Seldom do we see 4-on-3 power plays that last a minute 39 seconds. But we may hear, barring another penalty. The Bulls send out their best defensive players. Marcus Chorney, Nikita Sokolov, and Brett Abdelnauer.
No waters.
Excellent scrappy win on the draw by Grayson Gavin. Acioli left it for Miller on the right circle, who returns it. Acioli, Miller, one-timer caught by Grande somehow, and he makes the save. So the checking from behind penalty was just a 2-minute minor. I don't think it was bad enough to constitute a major. Certainly not from what I saw. Unfortunately, Cadlick seemed to be okay. A couple of big scary collisions in this game so far. Grayson Gavin leaves it to the blue line for Matt Acioli. Acioli takes his time. Youngworth near circle. Back to Acioli again at the top of the umbrella. Youngworth takes his place as they swap. Tees up a slap shot. Fed it to Miller. Side of the net attempt. Pinball's on goal. Grande finds it and stops it. And Brad Flynn decided to switch things up. He's going to give Riley St. Ange, Angus Scott, and Blake Coffey a chance now. And I think one of them is going to stay out there. Larry Youngworth is the only one who's going to get a chance on both 4-on-3 power plays. On both units, I should say. Puck wobbles out towards the Amarillo bench. A diving, clearing attempt is made by Nikita Sokolov. It fluttered over the glass and out of play. Rather, that was Brendan DeTama who tried to clear. The faceoff will stay in the Amarillo zone, or perhaps just come out of it. No, it will stay there. This IceRays power play is presented by AEP Texas. It's not converted tonight, but this is the first chance they're getting on the 4-on-3. The puck drops. Youngworth scoops it up, right corner. Will bank it back to Coffey, who steps into the deep slot with it on his stick. Youngworth, left half wall. Back to Coffey again. St. Ange is in the right circle and gets the feed from Coffey. Coffey, one-timer on goal. Kicked aside by Grande, who made a pad save. Offside. Close call at the left point, but Coffey had to just cross over the blue line before he tried to fire it back into the attacking zone. And now Blake Coffey getting a few words of advice from his head coach, Brad Flynn, on the Corpus Christi bench. Coffey remains the lone defenseman out there for this 4-on-3, which has 39 seconds remaining on it. We're only 3 minutes into the third period. The Bulls still have a 2-0 lead. This is the 7th of 12 games between these two squads. 6 of the IceRays' final 14 games this season will be against Amarillo. Coffey leaves it to Riley St. Ange, right half wall, eluding some slashes from Stephen Rex. Fed up to Larry Youngworth at the right point. Giving it Coffey now left point. They swap. Coffey to St. Ange, one-timer, stopped by Grande. Nothing's getting past him. No leaks, no holes whatsoever in Jason Grande's game so far tonight. Coffey slaps one over to a vacant area. Now it's occupied by Youngworth, who will feed it back to St. Ange at the left point. He will step into the high slot. 10 seconds to go on the 4-on-3. Coffey with a misstep. He's got to go charge after it. Turns the corner, has it on his stick. Goes down to a knee and gets back up, but that's done it for the 4-on-3. 5-on-4 power play for the next 18 seconds. Coffey up the middle. Bounces one in. Sokolov turned it over, but it ends up bouncing to Anderson, who's cleared it. St. Ange feeds Miller with a bit of an opening left side. Drops it back to St. Ange, broken up by Branchot, who read it beautifully, and that's done it. The IceRays now 0 for 3 on the AEP Texas power play this evening. Pass from Coffey to Miller is over his stick, and this will be a Hard Knock Sports Bar and Grill icing called against the IceRays. Remember, folks, tomorrow night the IceRays will be right back here. Same place, the American Bank Center, to host the very same Amarillo Bulls. And depending on what happens tonight, either split the series with them or sweep them will be their hope. And unfortunately, there's a doubleheader Texas A&M University Corpus Christi Islanders game, a basketball game, so the puck drop isn't scheduled till 7:45. From all reports I've heard, it will actually probably be later than that, most likely, as O'Rourke goes crashing into the net. The goal judge jokingly turns the goal light on as if to say that O'Rourke scored by shooting himself into the goal. Good sense of humor by our goal judge. We're going to take a quick pause as we wait for the next puck drop. Brace yourselves, folks, for the Whataburger Minute of Madness. We'll be right back. Ryan Rosenberg was just penalized for tripping moments ago, and the Bulls will go to their first power play of this third period. They've only had 2 power plays this entire game, this one included. The IceRays managed to kill off their first penalty kill. Billy Duma jumping the gun one too many times on that face-off. Brancho will take his place. Gavin able to beat him on the draw, but Sokolov first to the puck on that pinch. Nikita Sokolov near half wall, dropping it to the point. Gleb Murdazan feeding it over to Mikhailian. That's Anderson, rather, not Murdazan. Mikhailian to Brancho in the left corner. He's got Duma parked in front of the net. Skate-to-stick reception by Duma. Turned over to Gavin, who turns and clears it. Grayson Gavin, who's been a fabulous addition to the IceRays in the short time that he's been here, he's made an impact and has made his presence known in every game he's been an IceRay thus far. Brendan Mikhailian kicks it up to his stick and dumps it into the left corner with Yanni in pursuit of it as well. Acioli tapped one around. Sokolov, another aggressive pinch down the right half wall. Reverses it to Billy Duma, who assisted on the Bulls' first goal of this game, scored by Alex Peterson. Anderson to Mikhailian. Left point, slap shot blocked by Miller's stick. As it rolls into the left corner, Brancho will scoop it up and weave his way towards the right point with possession. Brancho circling the IceRays zone. Fed it up to the deep slot, touched along, one-timer by Sokolov, blocked by Yanni's stick. Even if you're just getting your stick in the way of that bullet from the 6'5" defenseman, you would not want to be Yanni in that situation, even if it doesn't hit your body. Section 104, tonight's Whataburger Minute of Madness winner. .26 to go in the third period. The IceRays have not been shut out since December 13th. Right now they trail the Bulls 2-0 with 42 seconds remaining on the tripping penalty called against Ryan Rosenberg. This IceRays penalty kill is brought to you by Republic Services. Marcus Chorney will skate it out of his own zone. The younger brother of NHL defenseman Taylor Chorney with the Washington Capitals. Gleb Murdazan, Trey Bagwell, Chorney at the right point. Jared Doman above the left circle. Into the deep slot again. Chorney redistributes it. Gleb Murdazan right circle with a shot. Tipped on goal. Veltri with a pair of saves. They score on the third chance. And Amarillo has just tripled their lead. It's a power play goal with just 14 seconds left on the man advantage for Amarillo. And it looks like Gleb Murdazan is the goal scorer. And the mountain has just gotten steeper for the IceRays to climb. So they're actually giving the goal to Trey Bagwell, even though Gleb Murtazan led the handshake line. Still plenty of time remains in this game, folks, but the IceRays have just really never really dictated the tempo of this game. They've not fired enough shots, challenging shots at least, on Jason Grande. It's been too easy for him tonight, and they've been outpaced in racing after loose pucks. The Bulls have beaten them to it most of the time tonight. And something's got to change here in the next few minutes if the IceRays want to make any sort of mark on the scoreboard. Amarillo is a team that needs these points. They cannot come into Corpus Christi and be swept, or they can essentially kiss their playoff hopes goodbye. The IceRays are the only team they really have a realistic chance of catching, because they face them so many more times. They know if they go on a bit of a run against them, and they can very much close the gap and even perhaps pass them, as Korshkov fires off the blocker. Rebound goes off the backboards, and Youngworth's shot didn't have much on it. He slings it all the way back to the left point for Taylor. So we knew Amarillo was going to be coming into this game with that mentality that this is a must-win game for them, and they have to at least take the majority of the points available to them in this series, if not all of them, if they want to have a chance of catching the IceRays. And the Rays just have not matched that desperation or that intensity tonight. As Youngworth will feed it up to Taylor. Rosenberg with a one-timer that gets blocked by the crowd in front of Grande. 21 of 21 tonight, the Bulls netminder. Has already shut out the IceRays twice this season. Going to be a penalty called here against Larry Youngworth, I believe, right in front of the penalty boxes. There's an altercation that took place. They saw Jason Broncho go down. The Bulls are going to be going back to the power play here. The IceRays have not been shut out at home all season. Just under a dozen minutes remain to be played in the third period. The Rays going back to the Republic Services penalty kill, with Larry Youngworth serving it in the box. Garrett Halford will try to tip it to himself. He gets around one, but he loses the puck to the back-checking Mikhailian. Bulls having just clicked on their last man advantage, hoping to put this game out of reach here. Mikhailian steps in as he's checked by Connor Yanni. Puck's not cleared. Anderson gave it over, and it's Nikita Sokolov. Anderson again, high slot. Mikhailian left point in front of the IceRays bench. Broncho, bottom of the left circle, back to Mikhailian. Tapped on net, pad save Veltri. Broncho fed one over to Sokolov. Anderson didn't have it in the wheelhouse to pull a one-timer. Mikhailian. Anderson. Slap pass to Sokolov, whose blast is blocked by Acioli, who has slammed it off the boards and down. Nick Anderson turns with it, coughs it up, and then McCary races after it. McCary finishes his check as the puck pops right into Grande's glove, and he will send it out to Jared Doman. Play resumes. 45 seconds remain on this Republic Services penalty kill, the likes of which the Rays are 1 for 2 tonight. Puck goes between Bagwell's skates. The most recent goal scorer got it back from O'Rourke. Coffey whiffed on the clearing attempt, but secured it on the second. Got it up to Grayson Gavin, who's joined by Brendan Miller. Offside. The Rays are on a delayed offside. I suppose Michael Hartman doesn't think that Miller touched the puck a second time, so play is allowed to continue. We're halfway through the third period. 15 seconds remain on the penalty called against Larry Youngworth. So the Bulls right now with a commanding 3-0 lead. St. Ange gloves it down to the ice and shovels one out. Goes down the length as Marcus Chorney will pursue it. The penalty has just come to an end. Larry Youngworth is let out of the penalty box, but his team is starting to run low on time. Jared Doman over the blue line. Nice drop pass. Peterson with a shot. Missed blocker side. Veltri might have gotten a piece of it. Doman left it into the corner for Peterson, who works in and throws it through the crease. Out towards the right point, it bounces. Bartkowski. Kurbatov put it off the corner. Yanni has cleared it out to McCary. Pass lands on St. Ange's stick. He will try an attempt from center ice. That's dealt with by Jason Grande. Left off for Kadlik. Mikhailian now. Out to Broncho, who shovels one the width of the ice. An 85-foot pass on the tape of Billy Duma. 9 minutes to be played in the third period. The puck is centered, intercepted easily by Adam Kadlik. Joined by Riley St. Ange at the end of a shift on a 2-on-2. Kadlik's shot attempt is blocked by Duma as it sails over the glass and out of play. Adam Kadlik's been pretty feisty in this game ever since that hit from behind by Nick Anderson early in this third period. Take a 30-second break, our last media timeout of the game, folks. We'll be back in just a few moments on the IceRays Broadcast Network. 3-0 Amarillo here at the ABC.
Follow along with your favorite IceRays wherever you go by linking up to the IceRays social media arsenal. There are more ways to follow the action than ever before, with pictures, news, videos, and exclusive content, including interviews and giveaways. Give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Corpus Christi IceRays, and on Twitter, Vine, Periscope, and now Snapchat at Go IceRays. The IceRays social media arsenal, the ultimate coverage of IceRays hockey.
Bakery is a local retail bakery that has been in business for 25 years. They provide customers with moist, delicious cakes for all occasions, plus pies, cheesecakes, pastries, balloons, candles, and ornaments for all cakes. Give a call at 991-6212 or visit them online at janetscakery.com. Janet's Cakery opens 7 days a week. That's 991-6212.
A Hard Knock Sports Bar and Grill icing called against Amarillo, who have just cleared it down the length from their own zone. They had not yet gained the red line before shooting it down the length, so icing is the result. The IceRays hoping to avoid being swept on home ice for the first time all season. Amarillo's already shut them out twice this season. 2 of the Rays' 3 losses against the Bulls have been shutouts. Steven Rex will skate it out down the left wing side. He is checked by Matt Novo into the half wall. Macioli met in the corner by Josh DeLuca. Brett Abdelnauer will put it behind the opposing net. Pavel Korshkov trying to clear. Sokolov, his countryman, preventing that from happening. Abdelnauer skates into the top of the right circle and fed it back to the line. Chorney with a long shot that's off the mark. Angus Scott will start it down his off wing. Korshkov slid it too far into his path. No icing here as Sokolov will slam it off the half wall. Not out. Brendan Miller kept it in the zone. Fresh off a change, he will start his way down into the right corner and centers one. Angus Scott's shot is denied by Grande. Scott Nice pass. Miller with a point-blank opportunity. Had his stick lifted by DeLuca. Puck is thrown back to Wilhelm, right circle, who shot pinballs off of Scott and well wide. And DeLuca with an attempted clear. Koreshkov kept it in the zone above the left circle. He will fire a shot that skitters through the blue paint. And it slides back to Jared Doman. Josh DeLuca skating in down the right side with his shot denied by Chad Veltri. Tapping his stick is O'Rourke, who fired it over the crossbar. Jared Doman left it for O'Rourke behind the net. He is tripped. A penalty will be called against the IceRays. Doman twists away from Grayson Gavin and leaves it for Jason Broncho, the Ferris State commit. Gavin finally gets a stick on it, and the IceRays get a whistle, but they'll be heading right back to the PK, which is 2 for 3 tonight.
This is game Amarillo Bulls. Game starts at 7:05. Be sure to join us for all the fun.
Remember, folks, these jerseys that the IceRays are wearing tonight will be auctioned tomorrow at a live auction by yours truly after the game at the bottom of section 112. A huge chunk of the proceeds that we raise from the auction tomorrow night will be given directly to the American Heart Association of Corpus Christi in honor of Heart Month. The IceRays are doing their part to raise heart health awareness throughout the Coastal Bend. And of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tomorrow night's game: AutoNation Ford, HEB, AEP Texas, and Physicians Premier. Puck drop set for 7:45 p.m. approximately, but expect delays even on that start time, folks. We do not expect to be underway quite that early. If the history of Islanders basketball games is any indication here at the American Bank Center. Mikhailian left it to Nick Anderson and gets the return in the deep slot. Long wrister gets blocked by Yanni with a good active stick in the crease. Broncho. Anderson. Backpedaling now above the left circle. Gave it over to the right circle for a shot. Pad save Veltri. Loose puck cleared out to Halford, who whacked it ahead but not out. Excellent keep with the glove by Mikhailian. He had almost no time to react, but he still kept it in the zone. Anderson, Sokolov, right circle, wrist shot. That was blocked and ricocheted wide behind the net. Dumas searching for it. Broncho. The future Ferris State Bulldog to Nick Anderson at the blue line. Switches with Mikhailian and feeds him. Long shot in and out of the glove of Veltri, it looked like. It was picked up by Sokolov and reversed down behind the net for Billy Duma. 45 seconds remain on the penalty called against Ryan Rosenberg. 5:48 to be played here in regulation as a shot goes off of Veltri's shoulder from Broncho. They battle away for it at the side of the net, and Trevor Wolford has blown the whistle. The IceRays did actually score a goal in this game, but it was waved off. It came at 35:59 into the contest with just over 4 minutes remaining in period 2. The crowd finally thought they had something to cheer about in this game. Outside of Julian McCary's move shorthanded at the end of the first period and Angus Scott's big body check early in the second period. Outside of that, there has not been a lot here for this crowd to cheer for this evening. 3-0 the score. Brendan Miller races after it. Rolling puck settled by Gavin. Steps in, feeds Miller. And tries to turn and shoot, but Austin O'Rourke got his stick in the way to impede that. O'Rourke then gets his elbow up high on Brendan Miller, who wants a penalty, but none will be called. And Marcus Chorney will clear it. Trey Bagwell, who tripled the lead earlier in this period for Amarillo, loses it to Blake Coffey. Coffey is not going to be able to clear that puck past Bartkowski at the right point. The break up by Coffey, however, on the back check, and he will shovel it up to St. John's. Fresh out of the box as Rosenberg gets the pass. Left side, tees up a slap shot, pad save by Grande. Still remains perfect in this game. Less than a quarter of this third period remains. The IceRays trailing 3-0. And hoping to, if nothing else, get a consolation goal so they don't get swept on home ice for the first time, shut out on home ice for the first time this season. Acioli to Youngworth at the goal line. Pass ricochets back to the line. Nice fake by Kadlik, who steps in down the slot, can't get the shot off. And that's going to be intercepted by Jared Doman, who skates it down the middle of the ice now with Trey Bagwell on the right side. Steps into the slot. Bagwell hoping to return it for Doman, who Didn't know it was coming. He fed it back to the point for Datema, whose long shot is redirected on net. Veltri made a right pad save. Mikhailian put it off of Alex Peterson in the corner. Kadlik's cleared it off the glass. Glove down and settled by Mikhailian. Head up to St. Ange, who chops it out and into the Amarillo zone. Youngworth picks up the puck. He's got Kadlik with him. Nice pass. Kadlik in too tight to make a shot on net. And the Bulls have cleared the danger for the time being. Igor Kurbatov filtered one through for Alex Peterson, who's checked from behind by Matt Novo. Kurbatov sends it on net, played by Veltri. Didn't really know where to go with it, so the whistle blows and we get a stoppage of play. 3:41 to go here in the third period. And it's not been the IceRays game tonight. A lot of folks here at the ABC have left this one prematurely. They're just hoping to give them something to cheer for. In the final 3:41, and maybe get some consolation for tomorrow night. Sokolov above the left circle. Lost it to Kalen Taylor. Puck's jabbed out to the right circle. Chorney's shot misses the right post, and Sokolov resecures it. Abdelnauer tried to feed one over. Garrett Halford got his stick up in the air. No high stick as it's cleared out to the neutral zone. The rolling puck settled by Marcus Chorney in his own end. He missed Gleb Murtazan with the stretch pass. This will be icing called against the Amarillo Bulls. That icing brought to you by Hard Knock Sports Bar and Grill. The Rays will get an offensive zone draw. And I believe Brad Flynn has used his timeout. Perhaps Rocky Russo, his team, after all, did just ice the puck. He does not want this game to slip away from him somehow. If the Rays score on this ensuing shift, then they'll definitely have a buzz going on their bench, and Rocky Russo understands that. But it's unclear which coach has used his timeout. It would make sense for either one of them in this scenario here.
is home of the Guaranteed to Sell classified ads, covering all Corpus Christi communities within a 75-mile radius. Place your personal classified with us, and if it hasn't sold in 4 weeks, we'll run it for free until it sells. Visit us in the Gulfway Shopping Center or give us a call at 361-980-0008 or online at cc.thriftynickel.com. Thrifty Nickel, where you get nationwide coverage with hometown service.
So, in an ultimate act of desperation, the IceRays have pulled their goaltender with over 3 minutes remaining. They trail by 3. That's a tactic we've seen once or twice used this season. Carlos Zirnis did it against the IceRays. They pulled Gustavs Grigals with plenty of time left in the third period when they were trailing the Rays by multiple goals. As Larry Youngworth is hooked, he's going to draw a penalty, so the IceRays will not just get a 6-on-5, they'll get a 6-on-4 in a few seconds here. And Kadlik intentionally turns the puck over to get a whistle. So 3:05 to play in the third period. And all of a sudden here, the IceRays are going to a 2-man advantage. And we'll hope to at least, if not mount some sort of miraculous rally here, at least get some momentum heading into tonight's game and not feel like tonight was a complete loss. We still have 3 minutes remaining. The net on the right side of your screen on hockeytv.com is vacant. Chad Veltri is on the bench. He has stopped 28 of Amarillo's 31 shots tonight. Coffey, deep slot. Kadlik switches with Coffey. Kadlik gives it back to Coffey now, who feeds St. John's at the right circle. Back to Coffey, who hammers a one-timer. It gets blocked. And he scurries to break up the impending rush from Jason Bronchot, who would have undoubtedly scored on the empty net had he gotten past Coffee there. So Blake just saved the goal, no doubt. The Ice Rays going back to their fourth AEP Texas power play of the game, which is not converted yet, as Miller drops it to Gavin, right corner. Behind the net, it's St. Ange. Fired it around to the right half wall. Miller again to Coffee at the point. Gave it over to Adam Cadlick above the left circle with a shot that whistles wide of the right post and slides all the way back out to the neutral zone. Cadlick again stops, feeds it around the end wall. As it rolls clockwise to Coffee, who jumps in aggressively. The lone defenseman out there right now. Gavin will feed Cadlick, top of the left circle. St. Ange, right circle, into the slot for Novo. Recollects it and fires. It floats wide of the left post. Gavin back to the line for Coffee. Coffee played it over Cadlick, down to Gavin behind the net. Youngworth's got it on his backhand as he sends it through the slot. And it's spotted and covered up by Jason Grande. .106 seconds remain. Ice Rays still with a 6-on-4 for the next 42 seconds. Halford wins the draw. Scott rips one, tried to go low blocker side, but it got blocked. It might have gone in had it gotten through. And a shot is taken at the empty net. That goes in. That was close to a 200-foot goal scored by Amarillo to put the icing on the cake on this one. And that's put the final dagger in the Ice Rays coffin, which was being built from the moment the puck dropped tonight, I'm afraid. Alex Peterson with his second goal of the game. Alford gets the puck from the goal line, tries to spoil Grande's shutout bid, but he put it over the crossbar. Time winding down on the power play here for Corpus Christi as Lev Murtazen's let out of the box, and Veltry's back in his net. Stephen Rex down the left side. Veltry left it for Halford in the left corner. Connor Yanni's just iced the puck. Well, folks, there are games like this, home stinkers from time to time. The Rays have had a couple of them now this season, one of them coming against the Shreveport Mudbugs. Probably the most notable one that came on that Sunday afternoon game. Back on December 3rd, the 5-1 defeat against Shreveport. And there was a 6-2 defeat against Shreveport in January, but this is really the only time that the Ice Rays have been smacked on home ice by a team other than the Shreveport Mudbugs. The shots on goal don't really do it justice tonight. The shots on goal make this game look more even than it was. 33-24, the shots favoring Amarillo. And the Ice Rays are, in all likelihood now, going to be shut out on home ice for the first time this season. And they did not do anything tonight to really earn a goal. They were outskated and outpaced, plain and simple. Brad Flynn is not going to be happy with this game. And Amarillo deservedly winning this game in convincing fashion. 4-0 the final score, the last being an empty net goal. there's just no sugarcoating it. It was a rough one here tonight at the ABC. And the IceRays will give one last salute to the remaining fans who have stayed behind to send them off. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to play well every game. But you can work hard every game is the mantra that a lot of the greats in the sport have said time and time again. That was the difference tonight. From the moment the puck dropped, it was very obvious Amarillo was the harder working team. And we saw some of the complacency that started setting in the IceRays series against the Topeka Roadrunners last Saturday night. Like Brad Flynn said, he hit the nail on the head in the interview during the first intermission tonight. For those of you listening on, or watching rather on HockeyTV.com, you heard it. He said that the IceRays played very well through 5 out of 6 periods in that series against Topeka, the first 5 periods. And then in the last one, they were winning 1-0. They were on the verge of sweeping the last place team in the division, and they just took their feet off the gas pedal. And they were lucky that they came away with 4 points from that series. Lucas Herman scored a goal late in the game to tie it. And fortunately for the IceRays, Brendan Miller just put his speed on full display and beat Matt Barnes and Lucas Herman on that breakaway, scoring on the 3-on-3 in the overtime to come away with a win for Corpus Christi. But it was evident in that game towards the end in the third period that the IceRays were they were letting complacency set in a little bit. They knew that they had a commanding lead over Topeka in the standings. They knew that Topeka was not going to be catching them anytime soon. And Amarillo, they think, a 10-point lead in the South, that's a good, comfortable cushion. But you can't have that mindset, and that gap can close a lot faster than people think. And with so many games still yet to come against Amarillo, they know that if they have a few more games like this against the IceRays, then that gap, which is now down to 8 points, is going to disappear very quickly. And I think I don't know how many words will have to be said necessarily for the IceRays to understand that. I'm sure they do understand that full well right now, but I don't think that'll stop Brad Flynn and Ryan Anderson from giving them a piece of their minds. It's a 2-game series, and the IceRays will show us what they are made of tomorrow night. There's no education like adversity, not diversity. There's no education like adversity. Quote from Benjamin Disraeli. Diversity hit the IceRays smack in the face tonight. We'll see how they respond to it tomorrow. 4-0 your final score. Thanks for joining us on the IceRays broadcast tonight, folks. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast in spite of the outcome. Once more, the Bulls with 4, the IceRays with a goose egg on the score sheet. Their first time being shut out on home ice all season. We hope to have you back here tomorrow night, folks. We expect to have a raucous crowd on hand. It is Heart Night after all. And the IceRays will hope to split the series against the Amarillo Bulls tomorrow. Till then, thanks again for joining us, folks, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.